Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Low Ink, this time being in March of 2023. I am one of your co-commentators here today, and am, of course, joined by Jeannie here as we're just getting the ball rolling in round one, which is going to be LT3 versus Omega. How are you feeling about these teams today, Jeannie?
I'm feeling pretty darn good. I'm excited to be here on a Low Ink. Haven't been on for one in Splatoon 3 yet. So I'm always excited to see what Low has to offer. They're often cooking up the best strats that nobody ever predicts. It's very, very entertaining and very, very refreshing to watch. Our first match will be on Zone's Hagglefish of our Play All 3. A great map mode, just starting point. Overall, a generalized community favorite. It's starting to lose its grasp on people truly adoring it at all points in time, but I still think it's one of the more balanced and really fleshed out maps of all the map mode combos in Splatoon 3.
Yeah, Hagglefish Market is a pretty solid map, though in my experience with this map mode, it is pretty easy to, feel the pressure from crab tanks. Crab tanks have really good spots to sit on this map, and if you're not prepared to fight against those crab tanks, you are not going to have a fun time trying to get back in on this map. You definitely have to get a really good push going in order to take positions and take space in order to keep this map to your own and keep the zone. We'll see what both these teams are running for their comps, because again, with low level, it's kind of unpredictable what they're going to run. Like, they could go all meta.
That's all the surprise. And I got to, before we start into this first game here, I got to say, shout out to ProChar for the raid. Thank you so much. Everyone who's joining us, we are just kicking off the tournament. So you have missed absolutely nothing. Here we are, getting ready. Game 1, Omega versus LT3.
There are already some really interesting stuff here. Of course, I love seeing the NZAP 89. I just love NZAPs in general, so that's lovely to see. They're running a Tetra comp, which is pretty interesting. That's just going to be two people feeding out of their minds and a heavy to round it out as the backline. But the other team here, that is really interesting to see a Dynamo.
Bro, it's crazy to see. You see a tactical on them and you see an NZAP. They're not on the same team, but I know you are super, super happy. The comps are already
I'm happy.
They're scrapping out. You want to be able to have those safe jumps to the heavy, and that's going to prove to be really, really good for LT3. But they've lost a lot of that control. Omega's pushing their way through with this zone.
Yeah, we're already seeing here She trying to go on the off angle here, have their reach slider at the ready, and trying to fight two people at once using the reach slider, but getting no picks and gonna be picked off themselves. Yeah, that's reach slider in a nutshell. Just as ProChar once said, just press the right stick and you're gonna die.
Yeah, oh my goodness, the Wiper's getting a lot of value. It will stall enough in the brush. It goes down to the super jump. I have not seen a super jump splat on stream at all. And the Dynamo just runs forward and gets a trade on the Tetras. You don't want to trade with the Tetras though, because that QR is going to be ready to go as you see those jumps coming in really quickly.
It is insane to see a super chump kill, because I've been playing for most of the fresh season. I've been playing 89 and trying to push the super chump in scrims, and I haven't really done any tournaments yet. You're mainly using that as cover, trying to push your teammates in and give them some free picks, give them some free cover,
Oh my goodness, LT3, they're trying to get that zone, but they can't. They were very, very close to getting that lead. Luckily for Omega, they were able to get it at the last possible second. We're going to see a fight, I want to say, on this bottom left, and we definitely are. The Wiper's trying to go in, trying to find the knowledge. Waffles gets 2 splats. Really great job to defend that zone for their team.
Yeah, we're seeing here Waffles just trying to play back, having the Nautilus. They could try to push up if they want to. It's a really aggressive comp that they have, having the Dynamo stay back a little bit and the C Juniors just be a general menace. But there's so many auto bombs coming out in the zone, but they're not going to have any value here. Wumi keeping the zone, Ultrasam's going to come out. There's so many, and they're going to get off so many auto bombs and torpedoes coming out. That is not going to be what they want, and if Super Chump on their backside is not going to be good either. They're going to get a pick on the zap, and we see Waffles pushing up here. Last two alive, and they don't want to get picked off. But she is going to try to go on that off angle, try to get Waffles here. But they get the pick. It's such a bad spot. Try to use the reslider to escape, but in the end, Angel was able to get that pick.
Oh my goodness.
You got it done with the Junior, bro.
Bro, that's not something you see every day. The tactical is up. Everybody's jumping back in the zone. Omega, they're doing such a good job. Their comp is so punishing. You miss any shots on that brush, you got a Dynamo and a Nautilus coming at you. And that's exactly what you see happen with She. And Angel, where's Angel going? Going for the spawn camp with the Junior?
What is bro cooking? Oh my god, but we're seeing Woomy going here, trying to get the wiper, but being stopped by their teammate here. Ooh, they could cap this, they could cap this, they can come back. Alright, this is the time to come back. It's only C Junior left alive. They got pretty good control of the zone, and now they have to push up and make sure the members of Omega cannot push back in.
It's truly up to, like, the specials on the side of LT3 aren't all that great to defend zone. It's just going to come down to pure skill as the Dynamo is running forward. When you have a Dynamo holding W like this, I haven't seen this in Splatoon 1, getting so much value. 2 assists and 1 splat. My goodness, Silver unpunished.
Oh my god, that Dynamo went in and got so much value. And she isn't sure what to do here. Staying back with their team, they might want to try to hold forward. It is a Tetra, but we're seeing Ori on the canopy trying to see what they can do. Trying to paint the zone. They have Wavebreaker and they're popping it in a spot. Oh, the splat pop kill, but 2 down, 2 down,
wait,
3 down. They can paint, they can paint, they can paint.
That was a reslider that just went in and got 2. My goodness, and the wiper in your backside. I believe that was, or it's not, that was a stamp. I don't exactly know, but it was some special which got 2. And that was a critical play. This is how much can the wiper and the Tetris get done, and how many spots can they find before going down. You're losing your zap and losing your heavy is extremely dangerous, because that means you don't have a jump in. There's just going to be the brush alive. Bloomy's going in, trying to go in for the fight. Sees the super jump, sees the stamp. They get plastered down. This is very tight. Oh, and they eat on waffles as well. My goodness.
Just the Pro Ultra Sam actually being a functional special. That's insane. This is almost lead for LT3. Just a few more points, but Angel's going in, but they're going to get splatted. This is the comeback they needed. So close, and there we go. There's the zone back in their favor. 2 down on Omega. They can't get in. Waffles is in such a bad spot, and that is game. The insane comeback coming out from LT3 was just what they needed in order to take back the zone and take the victory. Oh my god, let's go NZAP 89, baby.
Oh my, what a game to kick off the tournament. That was awesome. That was so cool. Seeing the different plays from both sides and both members, but I gotta say, LT3 with their hold at the end, having the wiper and the Tetris just caused so much chaos and get picks left and right. Even with the zap and the heavy falling was exactly what secured it, and that was just a slow trickle. Well, more or less a fast trickle from Omega, but LT3 able to get the splats that they needed at critical points in time, so that the zone could not be painted. So they always had a member advantage.
Yeah, they just always had a member advantage. I was a little scared for NZAP 89 because there was a C Junior on the other team, and if you know, Wavebreaker just kind of hard counters the special. I was like, oh no, yeah. Please don't tell me anything's gonna happen because of that. But luckily nothing happened, and now we're going on Tower Museum. Museum is probably one of my favorite maps in the game. It is just such a good map. I
agree. I don't know exactly what these teams are gonna pull out, but I should recommend Inkstrike. Inkstrike on tower control is awesome. It is so good for the tower. I know Popcorn on his podcast, shout out, you gotta shout out to Popcast if you're on Lowing, was talking about Kraken, but that was more in Clamblitz. But Kraken here, if anyone is gonna be cheeky and pull out either a roller or a gal, Kraken on tower is always a smart play. But going with their comps that they had, Wavebreaker, it has been come to mind. If you throw out all that thing on tower, it prevents the enemy team from climbing up it without taking at least 45 damage, because of just that radius pulse that hits everything below tower.
Yeah, we could see what these teams try to go. We'll see if there's any comp changes, but I'm interested to see in what these teams pull out. We could see the Kraken. We haven't even seen a Crab Tank. That's not
unsurprising to me. That's not unsurprising to me. It would be surprising if I go like our entire 3 games here and I'm without seeing one. That would be the shocker. And we do have a Tri-Slosher coming out.
Yeah, Tri-Slosher Nouveau. I've been also playing this a lot too, and this is probably the best tactical weapon in the game right now, even better than Zap. The synergy between the main sub and special is honestly insane, and this could be a really good weapon, but we're already seeing Angel getting some picks, 2 down on either side, already getting the tower, and Ori is trying to get it with the Forge Splatter Shot Pro here, but we're not sure what to do. Already at checkpoint 1, but there's Tri-Strikes coming out.
My goodness, and she's just trying to go and get this. 4 assists, I believe, in that fight. My goodness. Sloshing so their teammates can follow up. And I was right. We do have some Tri-Strikes coming. We got Tri-Strikes coming up from both sides, knowing how both these teams know how critical those are, shutting down checkpoints. Here we go. the Stamper goes in, gets one. Are they going to be able to find Waffles? No, they force Waffles into their team, and Waffles gets the trade and the splats. That's 3 advantage. Wumi's going on tower. Ori jumps in. She's also jumped in. Wumi goes down to the Booyah Bomb. In what kind of position does that happen?
Yeah, already seeing Angel getting back on the tower, and there we go. A big bubbler going to be able to protect them for a little bit, waiting for their teammates to come back in and try to help them out here, but they're going to get picked off. The Viper, 2 down on either side here as Tri-Strikes are going to be coming out from Waffles and Wumi on the tower here. Ori is in a little bit of a corner trying to get out of there as both of the members of Omega are pushing up on them and going to get the pick.
Waffles is trying to go up there with that T-Tech. Is going to do a lot of damage, but goes down to she gets 2, but that's a wipeout. A counter wipeout. Going 2 down. Getting those 2 splats could be good, but the jumps will just come back in. This tower should be starting moving some more, but nobody's on it. You want to get through that checkpoint.
Yeah, they got to get through that checkpoint. They have a really good spot to do it here. The Viper trying to go in, but the Dynamo going to be able to shut them down here, but the Dynamo's going to go down themselves, but so many are on tower. There goes the second checkpoint. They're popping the Tri-Strike, trying to see if they can displace any opponents, and they're already moving on to the 3rd checkpoint here. As the T-Tech is pushing up, getting a pick on the other T-Tech. It is a 1v1 here, and they both wipe out!
My goodness, Wumi was just coming back from spawn. That's all they were, but that's an insane push from Omega. Getting so far. They got the 2nd checkpoint after like not standing on it because of their big bubbler, and he did such a good job. As we see, she trying to go in for a little bit of a heroic play.
Yeah, we're seeing Waffles going in on mid here with the T-Tech, trying to see if they can get anything. There is a Booyah Bomb coming out, using the bomb under it, but not really getting that good splat on that Forge Pro here. But they're 2 down on the side of Omega. Not looking good for them. Up in Tri-Strike, but they're going to get picked off, and there goes the bubble. This is a really good opportunity for LT3 to try to make a comeback, as they got to get all the way to the 3rd checkpoint and get some points on that.
Yeah, they have their Tacticooler out and ready, and so that means that even though she goes down, they'll be back right in the fight really darn quickly. Omega's on the back foot here. They don't have special to stop it. Angel goes in, tries to get one. They do, but they're going to go down with all the members jumping in on tower. The 2nd checkpoint is looking under contestation. Silver's going in without the rest of the team. The Dial is just going for tower. They get 1, but they get traded out. She's still riding on this tower. As we see Ori as well, just dancing around. There's so many Tri-Strikes, so much damage going on. I can't see what's going on. There's so much craziness. Wobble goes down. The tower's rolling over with it. Wait, oh my goodness, there's going to be a lead swap. And this game is looking crazy. Are we going to have another reverse comeback? And I believe we will. My goodness, LT3. What an insane tower ride.
Oh my god, and just like that, LT3, 2 times in a row, is somehow able to take a really good push that Omega has and just completely reverse it.
My goodness. That's just crazy. I gotta help, I can't help to think, but Omega's defensive posture is, it is definitely unique, but the plays that LT3 is able to get done, the splats, the coordination that they were able to do, they just seem to like seize one member of Omega, and they all just seem to target them. It was such a coordinated way to play, but when they're on the back foot, they didn't have that same coordination. You can't let LT3 go on that aggressive stance, because they've proven twice now that as soon as they get that aggressive stance, the game's all put over.
Yeah, they just proved that. But now we're going on Rainmaker Manta Maria. I actually it's been like 2.5 weeks since this game has come out, and I mean since the fresh season has come out, and I have not run into this map mode yet.
I honestly could agree with you, except I went out of my way and targeted to go play Rainmaker Manta, because one of my favorite moments ever was me sneaking the Rainmaker down the right path with a heavy spot lane and like maximum run speed. Just running it, not even painting the ground below me. So I just wanted to try and see if that worked. But besides that, in Recon, I have not seen this. Anyway, cool story. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the checkpoints, like, of course, that right flank that we always knew in S2 to work pretty well is now just a checkpoint. But it also means it's going to be a lot more predictable as teams are going to go there. And there's also, like, I'm pretty sure a checkpoint on left. We'll see. I can't really say for sure.
I don't know. Tubble said, I don't want to play Rainmaker Manta, and then I've never seen it in scrims or comp or tournaments at all. So I'm happy that we got everything available to us here.
Yeah, we're going to be going in here I hope both the teams do keep their Tacticooler because this is the mode to run a Tacticooler.
You know what? As you are the Tacticooler expert, I would wholeheartedly agree.
No more Dynamo?
No more Dynamo.
But they have
we're
a
going to the
Tri-Slasher.
back charger. Waffles is going to the charger. The ink back one.
Yeah,
and with
there's
run
also,
speed.
and Ink Brush Nouveau. That's pretty interesting to see too.
What? Ink Brush Nouveau is Stamp and Mine. Yes.
Yeah. Already seeing here the Wiper getting in a pretty bad spot as Wumi is just pushing up but getting shut down by Ori. Only one of them left alive here as the members of LTV are already making that good push, going on that left side and getting the Rainmaker checkpoint here. The Tri-Slasher is just going up in there trying to see what they can do as Waffles is trying to get a good backline position. There's so many what's going on the floor, but that nice snipe from Waffles. They're trying to see if they can get any more. See one in the corner, but the Tri-Slasher is already on them with that Tacticooler, getting another pick, getting the Rainmaker, trying to go in, getting it down to 7. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tacticooler, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's about it. Guys, I should probably be the one that's breaking down the gameplay for Tacticooler. And I don't feel like I have the right to do that when you're in the VC. So did break it down with me what Tacticooler makes, why it makes Rainmaker so darn quick.
Why it makes it so darn quick, it's just the added run speed and swim speed you have. Because of that, and also, you know, a bit of the ink res, you're just able to run that Rainmaker so easily. It just helps it so much. That's why sometimes, as a supportive role, you would pick like the Tacticooler. Like before the fresh season, you might see an N-Zap or a Dapple Doolies because they'd pop Tacticooler, and then they'd start running with the Rainmaker because they're so fast. And because the Tacticooler gives away your position, they don't really care. You have the Rainmaker. They already know where you're at. That doesn't really matter.
And I wanted to add on to that is if you have a special, if you're a teammate and you grab a special, you have a special and you grab a drink, you die, you come back really fast with QR, and you have that special still ready to be used when you jump to your teammates again. So it's just an onslaught if you get that tactical really down, get to the first checkpoint, lose a couple of members, they're back, they have their specials, and you kind of get Rainmaker momented.
Yeah, pretty much.
Looking at the scoreboard, this is a 3-0. If you just look at the last game, you'd be like, yeah, that was a 3-0. You did not see the storyline that Omega had. They were the team that held the lead in the first 2 games. They were the team that had the position. They were the team that had the control. But LT3 bounced back and came back with an insane comeback. If I'm Omega, you gotta pick yourself up. I know that it is a grueling day 1 Swiss. Very minimal losses are possible, but I have faith that they can come back and bounce back from this.
I have faith too. Like, I think they can do it. They just got to keep a little bit more of a hold, and they're going to be able to do pretty well.
But yeah, with that will end our round 1 coverage of March 2023 coverage. We will be back for round 2, and we'll see you after this break.
All right, we're back in round 2 of the Swiss here for Low Ink March 2023. NM back here once again, of course, joined by Genie as we're getting started on round 2. Going to be going into Clam Blitz Scorch Guard to start with. The teams we got here are Kiwi Ice Cream versus Bridge 4. And, you know, this is Clam Blitz. I think we've got to discuss the elephant in the room, Genie.
The elephant in the room, bro, it's a gigantic sea creature that lurks in the depths. It's so popular and so famous, they've named the newest National Hockey League team after it. The Seattle Kraken. Shoutouts to the Seattle fans. Anyway, Kraken, Clam Blitz. As much as Scorch Gorge is a great Clam Blitz map and is extremely balanced, and I love it and it's great, we have to address invincibility of Kraken has caused torrents over low level. And I would be almost shocked with that, with the uproar if neither of these teams pull it out. That being said, NM, I know some information about Bridge 4, because Bridge 4 is an awesome, cool team. They're based out of Europe, I know this, and they've got a send out and a Twitter. So it makes it so much easier for us commentators to, you know, kind of talk about it. And from what I see, they don't have a 96 skill player on their team.
Huh. That's interesting. It definitely seems pretty easy to just whip out a 96 or maybe even a crack-on roll if you want to, but definitely that 96, that's definitely the better option to go with for that Kraken. But as I'm just talking about that, we are all ready to go here. We're going to see what these teams are going to be whipping out, like what weapons are going to want to go, what comps are going to be playing, and how they're going to play here as we're now getting started. Oh, I see 5-star Dabble Dooies. All right, are you playing Dabble Dooies, man? Are you playing Dabble Dooies?
Man, I see a 10, brother! Yo! Heavens rejoice! I can see the weapon that I used to play every so often!
This is so weird. All right.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
On one side, we got like a semi-normal comp with, you know, C Junior, Gal, Splash, and Heat Leader. And then we got the other side. We got Blob, Hent, and then, you know, we got Machine and Sniper. But those are interesting. But there's a snipe right out of the gate here as the members of Bridge 4 are trying to get in there, trying to get some picks too on Kiwi Ice Cream. Ooh, oh my god, this Charger is insane!
You gotta realize now, you can't give the Charger the sightlines, you can't give the lanes, because they're just gonna hit the shot. My goodness. That was some clean, crispy gameplay, and we see that, as I say that, the basket has been broken, and the members of, actually, Bridge 4 just gets wiped out. 77, it's a starting push. It's a starting push.
Yeah. They're wiped out here, but Trinity is trying to get some clams here, trying to see what they can do. They already have 7, almost time for a push, as they're going to just shoot blobs from under that block here. But Stamper's going to go down. They're trying to pop specials from behind. That 10 shield is going to save you, as the Splash is going to get so many picks there. And now it is time for Bridge 4 to push up once again. But they didn't notice the beacon. They didn't notice.
Did they know? No, they didn't. They get one move by Ice Cape. My goodness. You don't see that every day.
You do not see that a lot here. As Trinity is trying to do something, you see Subaru trying to get some physics in, and here comes the Zipcaster Spider-Man. Gets beat.
Well, that was a great song. We can't get copyright straight here on Twitch because the song didn't last very long.
Yeah, you know, you can't tell
the Blob plus 10 combo here, and is so interesting. I've seen it with like Spotlings, but seeing it with a Blob in a 10 is kind of crazy. And Inkfact's gonna prove to be well, but you still get sniped through an Inkfact, and the 10 just learned that, or the Blob just learned it the hard way. The Stamper goes in, gets one, but they do fall down in that situation as well.
Saber came out of nowhere. You could just see the Gal begging for their life. They're just being like, "Oh, I'm screwed."
It's a difficult situation, and I don't really see how Kiwi Ice Cream is going to have a good opportunity to get in. They have to find a way to get that E-Litter down without losing any members. And their best case is probably like either Fizzy Bombs or Zipcap.
Yeah, that's going to be their best option for the scenario, especially that Zip. They have the Zip at the ready. They could use it here and try to get that off-angle positioning here, as Soda Chip is on top, just throwing some burst bombs. We're seeing the Booyah Bomb coming out from Subaru here, going on that left side, picking down to the E-Leader. So weak here. Pop your Zipcaster, here it comes. Let's see if they're going to be able to get the pick, but they're distracted, and they're going to get picked off by the C Junior here. They actually have 7 right now. Bridge 4 is doing a really good job of defending their left side, defending their basket area, as Iced Cape is just not sure what to do here. but the splash is going to go down. That's a great pick. They have a vac at the ready. They might be able to use that, and they're going to be able to use it here. Shoda Chip is going to go down. There's so much firing at them. They're behind a wall. They're behind Waybaker. They're going to shoot it, but it's not really going to get much value here. As the gal is going to go behind the tent, and they're going to get picked off.
When there's a power climb that got snuck in, my goodness, the junior just took that power climb all the way. Shoda Chip's able to get the splat, but my goodness, coming from behind. I gotta say, the matchup against Eeler versus Tent is devastating. You have your Tent shield up. It has like 100 HP after, like, when you hold the canopy open before it gets launched, it has less HP. If the Eeler hits you during that situation, your tennis shield only has 100 HP, which is nothing. As the Zip Catcher actually goes in and gets the Eeler. Exactly what they needed.
Yeah, that's what they needed, because that's what's been stopping their pushes so much, just that threat of a leader. But there's not much left to actually make a push. It's just that 10 left alive. They are stuck in the corner. They're back in right now, but it is not much hope. They got to either jump out or somebody has got to come to their rescue. They're going to get the splash pick, but no, not enough, as they're going to get picked off here. But the gal's going to get picked off themselves. They got to get that super clan, but Shoda Chip is offering to just go up. Has low ink. They got to be pushing a little bit more here, trying to get any picks, getting that splash. Can they get any more? They have the zip cast at the ready, but they're really weak right now. But they're gonna offer to use that zip cast.
Oh my goodness!
But the leader! Oh my! They just can't get a good push. And wait, where's their pity?
I don't think they have their pity. They have 4 clams, but you gotta stay alive with these 4 clams. You have to have your teammates speed them, and that's all they got. They get the pick on the splash, though. The back has been used quite early. They get the E-Leader gone. They're shooting in that back shot. There's 2 members gone. Can they push with this? They need a power clam. They need to make a power clam.
They need to make a power clam like right now, or else this push is all for nothing. Make a power clam! Please make a clam!
No! Oh no! Oh, what a way to go down. Sometimes it's hard in the situation. It's so intense. The game is right there. The comms are flying left and right. Like you and me. We were just 2 people and the comms were flying back and forth. With 4 people, that's twice as bad. Screaming at each other to make a power clam. Where are the clams supposed to go? And too little too late, the clock hits 0. And that's the game.
That was painful to watch at the end. But they might be able to bring it back, as we're going to splat zones on the new Umami Ruins.
Okay. Alright. Honestly, I have not played this in a scrim situation. I played it in open, but that I don't really know what to see. I don't know if we're gonna see the tent come back. I don't know if we're gonna see the blob come back. I would expect to see the same comp coming out of Bridge 4. Bridge 4, they have a pretty stock and comp. We might see a Flingza. They do have a Flingza player, but I think they're going to be sticking at E-Leader, because this is a pretty flat map, which I know from playing the Zed Fry Charger in the opening days here. There are good sightlines here that the E-Leader, I know, take advantage of.
Yeah, E-Leader can take solid advantage of some of the places here on Umami Ruins. But what's also important is just blocking out, like that 52 gal they pulled out last time is going to be pretty good. Maybe if they want to pull out a 96 or something, you know, you never know.
If you don't pull out a 96 on Climbers, you're not pulling out a 96.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know.
All right, well, I'll take you on that one, I'll take you.
That's my one rule in life. You can never predict anything.
Your name's not a magician who has magical powers that can grant wishes, so I am the genie. I can't predict anything. Everybody knows I'm not very good at that. But as we are having the clock tick down, I want to see if there's going to be the big bubbler, or we're going to have double wave break coming out of the side of Bridge 4. Because big bubbler also, like, on top mid with the Eeler just sitting inside of it could be devastating.
Yeah, we're going in here about to see what both of these teams are going to be running. Kiwi Ice Cream taking down the tent for a 52 gal instead. And we see the members of Bridge 4 swapping out their gal for a T-Tag. And we see the Drecofin Charger coming out too.
Yeah, that Zed Pride, it's going to put in a lot of good work with those tri-strike. Double tri-strike comp coming out. So these zones at any point in time could just get auto flipped over with 6 strikes on them at any time.
With that being said, most of the members of Bridge 4 are already down. This is already looking much better for Kiwi Ice Cream here, as it's just the Zekofin Charger here. They're going to be popping their Tri-Strike, trying to see what they can do, but it's not going to be enough. But they were able to stall it out for a little bit, but not enough here, as Soda Chip is trying to come in with the Splatana Stamper here, trying to see if they can get any picks, gets one, but the Chargers is able to make it out alive, and there's a T-Tech in this zone. They got to handle that T-Tech, but they are trying to get back as fast as possible. Subaru not going to be able to get the pick, trying to see what they can do. Oh, they get it, they get it.
I do see a Fizzy Bomb come out there. Machine just does machine things that's time. But my goodness, this clock is already down to the 30 mark. Oh, that's a big 2 splats though. I think that was like our collateral of a bomb or something to get those. And the second zone has to be capped. It's not. The first zone gets capped, but then the second zone gets uncapped. They're still just trading zones back and forth. Neither team has the advantage. My goodness, and that's going to be a wipeout. I think that's going to be game. What a comeback from Kiwi Ice Cream.
Oh my god, getting that wipeout. There's just so much going, and the members of Bridge 4 are trying to make it back in, but they just can't do anything.
No.
What? How is he standing like that?
Okay, I see it.
I was like, I thought for a second he gave up, and then I'm like, wait.
Like, you don't give up in that scenario there, bud. But then I saw the ending. I'm like, all right, you get a pass. That wasn't a give up. That was a spectator game do spectator game thing.
I was like, wait, they're not supposed to be able to stand that perfectly in enemy ink.
Yo. You know what I haven't seen? I just saw the winning animation blob. I haven't seen the blob with the Splatoon 1 animation. Because, like, how does that work? That thing is massive to spin on a finger.
Probably. Oh, imagine Explo. That's a heavy one.
No, Explo is, like, it's round. Explo's a round thing, so it like, actually can, like, work.
I mean, yeah, true, but, like, and canonically in Splatoon, it's one of the heaviest weapons. And you're using your finger.
True. All saucers, though, are actually lighter than you expect. Because, like, in weight. Even though it just slows you down because it causes drag when swimming. I don't know. The logic behind it. The heaviest weapons are all SWAT weapons, if you didn't know.
That makes sense. They're like big Gatling guns. I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, with that. So, you were saying that what were you calling the Z Fryer? The Z plus F?
I was calling it like Zekofin, Zedfin.
That is action game. I'm going to Mickey. I got
Nah.
As we are going to tower control.
A lot of people just like have their own names they make up for this thing because nobody's calling it Z plus F.
True. That much is true. Z plus F charger. Let's get the interesting thing. All right, Sheldon's telling us about it. It's made by Z plus F, which is a merge between Zekko and Firefin.
Yeah.
And its short form in its card is the Z Fry.
Oh,
more you know.
Right.
So it's Zekko and Firefin, which is why it offers Special Saver, and it looks like the Firefin brand logo.
yeah, but he's like blue.
It's blue. That's blue. See, I wanted to learn some more things about it because it's an interesting brand. But yeah, with that, back to the action. I wouldn't be surprised because we're on tower control to see it come back out over the Ealer. Ealer doesn't have the speed to keep up on tower control on this map at all. I don't even think it has the speed to keep up on this map at any point in time. So I would be a little bit shocked to not see it. And there we do see Ice Cape going over to a roller. And I got proven wrong. We're going to see a fling. The roller matchup now.
Yeah, they're both going to rollers here, but with that Kraken, we are seeing a Kraken come out from Kiwi Ice Cream here. They're still keeping their blob and their machine and the stamper. It seems like this one is the only one that's really changing their weapons up here. Trinity already getting that left stack, but they're going to be 10 missile here as the Flingset is trying to go in, and Trinity is not in a good spot. The Flingset coming up, but they can't hit their shots. Who's going to win? And they both go down.
My goodness. Soda Chip trying to stay alive. They're going to be pressured out so heavily by all these bombs. The burst bomb, the torpedoes, the spot bombs, and they're able to get close to the tower checkpoint, but the Kraken will be able to solidify that for them. Great job from Kiwi.
Kraken is trying their best to get on that tower, but the members of Bridge 4 are just trying to crack containment so much, and the Krakon is going to go down here as Fuselaw is trying to paint, but they can't get enough. Trinity going to be able to get that pick. Stamper going to go down here. Theratus is behind them as they're just too alive right now, trying to use the 10 missiles to see if they can displace the last remaining members here. As they're going up towards mid, they see the Stamper, trying to get that pick. The Blob coming in from the right hook, getting them down.
Yeah, Trinity with those Blob has been proving that they know the angles. They know the spacing of the Blob and how they got to do it. But you can't face Crab head on. As 2 members of Kiwi Ice Cream are going to be falling. Bridge 4, they're starting to make their push, and they've got some specials to their advantage. If Trex can stay alive with these Tri Strikes, that would be really good things.
Yeah, we're seeing Subaru getting their and they go down here.
Is that a new weapon?
Oh, Kraken? Oh, yeah. They got picked off by the
Oh, I can't wait for that one. Yeah. Anyway, I derailed NM as Ice Cake is trying to go wind box.
We're seeing here T-Rex is just in the corner here, opting to use their Tri-Strike here. But we're seeing, they get a pick on the Blob. That's actually really good here as they're going in, getting that Stamper. There's the machine behind them, trying to see if they can get that pick. Can they get it? Yes, they can. It's going to be a bit of a trade. And there goes lead to Bridge 4 here as they're pushing up more and more. At the beacons are coming to good use. Already Stamper on that stack, but going to get picked off. Subaru is not in a good spot right now. Going to be able to get a pick, though, on that C Junior. Just trying to space out, opting, maybe I'll just back up a little bit, try to keep life.
I'm very interested in the C Junior pick here on Tower Control, because most of the time you think just regular Junior. You want that big bubble, you want those spot bombs on it. But it's it is a unique thing, and I know that they play regular, unless they lied to me in the Twitter.
Maybe they lied. You never know.
Oh, and this Booyah Bomb receiver are able to keep themselves alive. Oh, a little bit of a smoke screen. Able to get one and follow up with their teammate to pressure the second kill. And that's going to be a good zip caster if it can stay alive.
Nope. Just as you say that, they get picked off here by the Flingza, as they're going to do usual Flingza things to just stay back for those 10 missiles. But 2 of them are going to go down, including the Flingza. Going to get that splash. It's just one left alive, and that's a wipeout. And they're going to go in with the Kraken, trying to see if they can do anything else here. Is anybody going to drop? There goes the T-Tech, but the Kraken is over here as they're just trying to keep their space. But can they get any picks? No, they're going to opt to back out. But this is lead going to Kiwi Ice Cream. And they're opting to use the Booyah Bomb, but they just got 10 missiled.
They get the checkpoint. Ice Cape gets that checkpoint as well. Able to keep their team really deep in the enemy team's spawn. Trying to slosh in, trying to slosh around, stamp around, but they got absolutely smacked up by that Flingzack close range. My goodness.
Yeah, as we see here now, Kiwi Ice Cream is in a really good spot, and they have a minute to just defend their lead. Really good one. They just got to make sure the opposing team does not try to approach that third checkpoint, as T-Rex is going to go down, but not before opting to use their Tri-Strike here.
If you are that rule and you are that machine, you got to have at least one of them stay alive. You have a big checkpoint advantage to work with. And when it comes to overtime, those 2 specials in combination just are almost game set match, because one Tri-Strike will pop up the Kraken, but then you got a Booyah Bomb coming your way. And I want to see if they can hold on going in.
The Kraken just got picked off, but they're going to be able to charge up their special again, already at 63 here, as they're just trying to defend as much as possible. But the Kraken Roller is trying to go for the Crab, but luckily Soda Chip was right behind them, able to get a one-shot there, as they're trying to go in further. It's just the C Junior and the Flingza left alive here. The Krakon is going to get picked off again. It's just the Flingza, but Soda Chip is going to get picked off. Luckily, the machine has not used the Booyah Bomb yet.
Exactly. I think that's what the comms were in voice chat. You gotta have that Booyah Bomb. If I'm Cheaper, I am in a terrifying spot. This is the wall, but they're gonna be able to get the tower. My goodness. Using your Booyah Bomb on the other side of glass, I was like, no, you gotta aim it at the tower. But luckily, the teammates on Kiwi Ice Cream were able to come up clutch and take the victory in not only this game, but the series.
They were able to take the series there in a very decisive 1-1, able to come back, take it. They had a really rough first match, but they were able to turn it around pretty easy.
Wow, what an entertaining game. And lots of snipes, good snipes from the Charger, good plays from both sides. I got to see a Talon Umbrella, which I haven't seen in ever. I honestly literally can't remember the last time I saw that thing in a competitive match. But my goodness, what a series! And to go to game 3, very, very entertaining. But definitely big shout outs to Bridge 4 as they did fall here, but they do have the awesome. They got the Send Out Inc. and they've got a Twitter helping us commentators out and helping create a little bit of a brand for themselves. And yeah, I know they're playing from Europe, so they haven't had their time change yet, unlike us and a. Do I call us losers for changing of time? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not a W. All I know but that's all I know.
Yeah. But with that being said, that's going to be the end of Swiss Round 2. We're going to be going on a quick short break, though. Be sure to stay tuned as Round 3 is just around the corner. All right, hello everyone, and welcome back. Now we're chilling in round 3 of Low Ink March 2023. I am once again NM, of course, joined by Genie, as we're going to be moving on here to Stars Aligned versus 75% Tako, not 100%, only 75%. I don't know where the 25% went, but maybe it's somewhere in Undertow Spillway, specifically on Rainmaker. Maybe it was left in there, Genie.
Maybe. I would like to say that would make sense, because like if you drop 25% of your Tako somewhere in like the sewers of Undertow, I would not pick up. There is no 5-second rule here. It is you drop it, you leave it, you just go home. I wouldn't dare touch that thing at all.
Yeah, I don't even know why you would be eating your Tako in Undertow Spillway in the first place. How'd you get there? Why are you eating your Tako there?
There are sunflowers, so there's something.
This is a cool hangout spot to eat your
tacos. I hit an extra
tacos.
number on my prediction. It was supposed to be 750, not 7.5. Anyway, we've got a very interesting matchup of teams out here. We've got notable people and notable players on both sides. Most likely I'm looking at Sky, who, if any of the more TO sides and production sides, everybody knows Sky. I've not seen Sky play though.
Me neither, honestly. I did see him during Riptide when I commentated that. Pretty sure they were subbing in for Toasty's team. I'm forgetting the name.
But yeah, looking at Undertow Spillway, the left path is always a safer path. The right path, you have to defend. Like if you're attacking, you have to. The other team, the defensive team, has to defend their own left side, because if you go to that checkpoint, it's a free checkpoint. You don't want to ever give up a free checkpoint. It's always the question of who's the player that's going to be defending that solo checkpoint.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing what the teams are going to be rocking here during this match. Going to be seeing the comps here. All right, we're seeing a 96 Deco. Actually, the first time we're seeing this in the tournament today. But we're also seeing double T-Tech on the other side here on 75% Tako.
Yeah, wow. And yeah, Rachel pulling out that blob. Blob on this map is actually an insane weapon. The angles that you have, to arc, and the Rain Cloud actually has some unique spots, and Sprinkler has some unique spots in the map. So it gets a lot of darn value. And no, I'm not quoting exactly what Skepto did this season.
Yeah, we're already seeing the checkpoint go down for 75% Tako. That's what they want to see here as they're trying to push up. Crab Tank going to be coming out here. This Emerald is just in the corner. Going to be able to get a pick on one of the T-Techs here, but 2 down on the side of the Stars line is not what they want right now, as the members of 75% Tako are pushing it down to the 10s right now. They get picked off, but this is really bad for Stars line. They have to get a knockout now.
Yeah, that's so devastating. So early, we're not even a minute in, it's already down to 1. And you have to push in against a blob and 2 T-Techs. Not to mention a crab-wielding burst bomb splash. This is not a team that you want to have to go in against. But with the Kraken and with the Zipcaster, anything is possible.
Yeah, we're seeing the Tri Strikes popping. We're seeing the Captain coming out from negative here. The Blob is down, and Sky is going on a rampage with this Kraken, but there it goes, expired. 2 down on the side of 75% Tako, trying to see if they can get any more picks. They got to paint up here. They see Paso. They're trying to push in on them, but not going to be able to get a pick on that T-Tech. They're just going to be able to live for a little bit longer here. But here we go. There's a lot of paint on the ground here, and they're trying to pop their Tri Strikes to stop this Rainmaker push. So many of them are just in a such a bad spot. 2 down on the side of Stars Online. As the Stamper's trying to make something done here, going to be able to get a pick on one of the T-Techs. Both the T-Techs are down, and Sky is just trying to burst this Rainmaker, but not enough. They have their Kraken at the ready, so they might be wanting to push with that Kraken, but we're just going to have to wait and see what they want to do.
The bow, trying to find some space, but grabs the Rainmaker before getting up to that really good... Oh, double! Huge double! They don't even need their special for this. They're going to be able to dunk this Rainmaker pretty darn safe. Oh, not quite. Oh. Not quite. I thought that Sky was going to be able to defend that Rainmaker with the Kraken, but not quite. The shots were landed at a perfect moment. Can't let that.
Yeah, but we're seeing one of the T-Techs just going in on Stars Align here. The Stamper trying to push a little bit more, but not really seeing it, as T-Bob is backing up a little bit, trying to keep that pillow on the left here. We're seeing Killer Whale coming out, see if we can get any picks. They got the splash down, and they're trying to get the Rainmaker shield. As they do, they got the pop. That's what they want to see. We're seeing one of the Stamper going in with Zipcast, as T-Bob is going on that right checkpoint. Can they get it in? Oh, they're so close!
My goodness, there's just no way, and Low shuts that down again. This defensive posture, the 2 T-Techs, Low on that splash, who's gonna be dodging that Kraken. Sky's gonna have to turn around and go for Low. Low's gonna be able to swim out, has that extra swim speed on faster than that Crab, and there's no way that the Rainmaker's going all the way. No, it does get shut down. My goodness, what a play.
That was really good. Really good seeing it from them here. As we see Seafoam just trying to defend. They have their Tri-Strike at the ready. Going to be opting to just try to see if they can push back any of the members of Stars Align here, as they're just trying to paint and see what they can do here. We are seeing Umbro going in with the Zipcast. Killer Whale coming out too. Splash can go down here. Umbro just trying to do as much as possible here, as it's just like, what is Stars Align? Stars Align has to get something done, but the Stamper is going to go down too.
Honestly, if I'm in this situation, I have very little answers. It is pretty darn devastating. Actually, again, leaving the Rainmaker unpopped it's not going to reset. It won't be able to reset. This game is going to be hard. Pushing in Virtual Ski's Blob, she's a really good player, known mostly for Salmon Run, but still, I seen them play in so many other like in Creator Cup tournaments, and so good. The blob is just such a good weapon on this map, and in a defensive posture and near a blob, you know you have to defend at 1. You can almost guarantee that you can, just with how that weapon shapes up to be. As we're just seeing desperate efforts here in about the last minute.
As we're seeing a pick go down, Rachel Ski opting to stay a little bit, has the Ink Storm, so that is solid displacement if anybody tries to push up in that mid. But they're just trying to wait out that crab tank as the members of Stars Align are trying to push up on that right side. The blob is going to go down. This might be the push they need. The Kraken come out. It's got to go on that checkpoint. Just keep jumping. It's doing it. T-Bob's got to get up there.
This is an opportunity. Double tri-strike though. This could say all but over with.
Oh my.
You're gonna have to grab it. Somebody's gonna grab it. Who's gonna grab it? And oh my goodness, T-Rex able to swim through that before getting splatted. I thought for sure that the pop was gonna go in opposite favor with those tri-strikes, but my goodness, what a game. A minute in and the lead was already just too much to overcome.
That was so scary, seeing 6 ink strikes coming down on top of you when you're in the corner. That is never a situation you want to be in, but that's the situation they were in there. As we're going to be moving on to the second round, going back to, of course, Clanblitz, but this time being on Inkblot Art Academy. We did see Sky pull out that Kraken in the first round, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see the 96 again. Like,
yeah,
we know they play.
Yeah, you don't want to solve off of it, honestly. Splashball on Undertow is extremely good, but Columbus Inkblot can be very stally, and if you know you're going to be going up against, like, maybe even a blob or something like that, you're going to want something to break through. I know at, like, the pristine pinnacle of Splatoon, the top 0.00001 play all splash, but that's because they're just used to it. Everywhere else, I do have to say, 96 cal, the splash wall plus that long range weapon and Kraken is just really strong on most combos. Not all though, definitely not all. It's not a must pick, but Inkblot falls into that category of you enjoy it. Because I've seen Squeezers, which is another mid-range shooter which has a splash wall, which can dominate on this Clanblitz map mode of Inkblot. Even though it has Zuka, nothing like Kraken on Clanblitz.
Yeah, nothing like how Kraken can just be the easy, alright, I'm in, get jumps. Kind of like, it's similar in a sense to, you know, Baller and S2, and how if somebody was... Yeah, it's more than that though. Like, you know, Baller would go in.
You can shut down, like, another point of Kraken here, and you can shut down, like, if you're in a defensive posture, Kraken can zoom in and slice up the enemy. Or it can spin around and go for a little bit of a flank and try and dash in from behind, and you create a pincer. You either die to a Kraken behind you, or have to fully scatter, or run into a 4v3 scenario. As I hope this is a lobby DC, because I really want to see this game.
We forgot to mention that there is a new weapon that's highly better than Splash, and it's called Communication Error.
Oh, I forgot. That was in the base game though, right? That was in base.
Oh yeah, it was in the base game. But it got buffed.
Oh yeah, it did get buffed. It got buffed going into from Splatoon 2 to Splatoon 3. It really got buffed, which is weird because it's on the same console, made by the same company. But I don't know. Communication Error is probably one of my favorite things. And actually, as Inkfair is the host, that would probably mean it would be a lot.
Yeah. I've been trying to main Communication Error, but honestly,
Bro,
I
what?
know.
That cringe? Can we get a NM? Actually, don't do that. We love NM. Yeah. Shoutouts to that. I do have to say, wide connection's always good, but sometimes Nintendo can just say no. I don't know what happens with me as soon as it hits 3 p.m. on Sundays, not Saturdays, it's approaching 3 p.m. On Sundays, my Switch just goes on a reset. Not my internet, because my stream still, my live stream still works. It still be in Discord VC. I can watch all the March Madness I want. But my Switch just says I don't want to connect to the internet anymore. No matter how many times I'm wired, no matter where I am in the world, it just says 3 p.m. in the afternoon on a Sunday. Bye-bye.
Yep.
That's exactly it. Nintendo moment. As somebody that is a Nintendo fanboy, and do you did they have that on the N64? With the apps?
Have what on the N64?
Communication errors.
No, I don't think they had on the N64.
What about the GameCube?
No, I don't think that was on the GameCube.
Super Nintendo?
No.
NES?
No, bro.
Okay. I know they had it on the Wii because that thing had internet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it got perfect on the Wii.
The internet. Just don't even try. Yeah. The Wii U had actually a pretty good connection. The problem with Wii U wasn't the fact that bad connection, was no players. That was the Wii U's problem.
I mean,
anyway,
the Wii had good casual marketing, but Wii U, the casual marketing.
The Wii U died because of its name.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just like an add-on for your Wii.
Yeah, literally. I didn't buy it for like 2 years because of that. Nor did anyone. That was its greatest mistake. So Nintendo, don't come up with Switch Pro if you're gonna come up with another system. Come up with like an actual another system if you're just gonna say, like, don't pull a Wii U. And if you come up with a Switch Pro, have it like the new 3DS. Like that. Where it actually can like handle games like Majora's Mask 3D.
At least with like a name like Switch Pro, that might, for the casual market, might be like, oh, it's a better Switch. Like, but it'll market that. It's like with Wii U, it's like, it has a U at the end of it. How does that tell me that's a new console?
True. Yeah, true. At least with like 3DS, it was a little bit different and still struggled from that, but it had a long life. But with that, we are ready. We could have talked about the same things, but I think it was more important we went down a little bit Nintendo. And yeah, here we are. Game 2.
Game 2 coming out here. We're going to be seeing the weapons actually switching off from the gal.
What?
It's crazy. We're also seeing a Gluga coming out here from the side of 75% Tako.
Yeah, that's not a weapon that you often see, but I think it's got some usage in it. The Booyah Bomb Splash Wall, it's really cool. It's just like a 52 gal that rolls. But instead of Killer Whale, you got Booyah Bomb, which is it's a unique weapon and it's hard to use.
Yeah, pretty cool here as we're seeing Rachel already getting a pick on that Stamper. Crabting out from negative, but getting picked. Ooh.
The headshot.
Literally a headshot.
Yeah, you don't have headshots in Splatoon, and that's why I like playing Splatoon. I don't think. But my goodness, you gotta aim for the head against the crab tank user, and not able to hit the shot on the Stamper. But like, honestly, after a shot like that from that range, really, really nice to see.
We're seeing Umbro here trying to see if they can go on a flank, getting a pick on Paso here. Just 2 left alive. Low is backing up here while Rachel is on that left side now, trying to see if they can get a little bit back and make sure they're not going to get flanked.
Oh, and Low is low, and they are going to be going down. T-Bob is here on this machine, trying to go for a reset, and oh my goodness, Umbro's just going to run in there with a zip caster. Does just kind of distract through, but the teammates weren't able to follow up with them. I lied, negative going in with a crab tank, and a Booyah Bomb combo should do a lot of damage. Will it find any more splats?
We'll have to wait and see here as Sky is throwing in their tri-strikes here. Going in. There we go. Getting it. Let's go here as we are starting to see some clams coming in from the side of Stars Alliance. Guys, seeing if there's anybody on Bads. Doesn't look like there's anybody, but running into that bomb. Negative here. Oh, okay.
Double spot with a burst bomb, but not enough to get a damage done. But Umbro doing the buzzsaw thing. Exactly what you need out of your Stamper player. Just causing so much chaos and getting those slashes. Those slashes and those combos. Vertical, horizontal, burst bombs, anything you need to get done.
Seeing the zip coming out here, trying to get...
Oh my goodness! Umbro going through the floor to get Rachel Ski out of there!
Oh my!
Please, what a combo!
They're like Pro-Chara!
Arm! Oh! I hope if Pro-Chara saw that, I hope he's smiling.
Oh my god, that was insane here as you're already seeing this guy trying to keep their own, try to back up a little bit, make sure they don't get picked off. They see where the T-Tech is, trying to go for them. Which T-Tech is going to come out on top here? Sky going in for Paso, but Paso trying to hold their ground. And in the end, Paso is going to be the one coming out on top. And this is not good for Stars Align. It is just that Crab Tank up alive, but is really holding that choke point here. But as we say that, Lowe's going to be able to get it in. And another Super Clam is going to come in, giving 75% Tako that lead as the members of Stars Align are trying to push back in and see what they have to do now.
The Crab Tank, you said just the Crab Tank. It got 2, but unfortunately it let 2 Power Clones in. It's a hard spot to be in, but at least there was, in a 1v4 scenario, getting 2 and limiting the damage to 40 points is, honestly, in my opinion, extremely good for 1v4.
Umbro going to go down there. Sky getting that pick on low. That's getting the Crab Tank out of mission for a little bit here, as Sky is on pretty low health, trying to make sure they stay alive, but the leader is going to catch them. As Rachel is going on that right side, it is a 3v2 right now, and the Crab Tank is about to expire here, as Negative is on that right pit, but going to be picked off before they can come back up into mid. Wavebreaker going to be coming out, trying to see if they can displace the members of Stars Align here, as they already know where Umbral is. Umbral is not safe from this leader. But here we go.
That's another zip caster going in. What can Umbral is going to get taken out. Definitely not able to find as much value as they did in that last one. I think I want to point out is Rachel's going to be playing that Scope leader on Clan Blitz. If you do play leader, I have seen a lot of people play unscoped just because of how fast the mode is. But using that scope for that extra little range on this map can actually find you a little bit extra kills. There are some ones. As T-Bob, excuse me, how do you go through? I thought T-Bob was gone. Absolutely gone, and Forge is going. The Stars align. The Stars did align for them. My goodness, what a play to get in there and get those points in and the lead.
30 seconds remaining, and now 75% Tako has got to come up with something. They were sitting pretty for a good amount of time, but now it's like, okay, we got to get some points on the board here. They have 2 specials at the ready, and 2 more are going to be coming in soon. Here comes a Tri-Strike, trying to displace T-Bob, but the leader is going to be able to finish them off. Wavebreaker coming in, but Umbral is going to try to make sure that they don't get in here. Their T-Tech is going to go down. This is a 3v3. Umbral is just trying to get on that leader. They're going to get picked off by the Wavebreaker, and Rachel's going in. They got to stop Rachel.
She's in, and Jessica gonna jump. No, I don't think her teammates are there. Frozen lower, trying to go in. Can they get clams? No, they won't. And we will be continuing on, as even though it's a best of 3, or a playoff 3, we will be continuing on with a competitive match tied up 1-1.
Yeah, this third match actually matters in this situation, as this decides who takes the win and who doesn't. As we're going to be doing this last match, Splat Zones, Manta Maria.
Zones, Manta. A map mode combo which is actually been, I think, has been more favored of all the Mantas. Manta got a little bit of some width added to it, some extra range, but Zones on this map is still kind of plays how it was in the last game, except a lot less tendon missiles and no ink armor.
Yeah, of course the changes from 2 to 3 are going to affect this map too. It's something I've always wondered what Manta Maria is, just the logic behind it. If Inklings and Octolings are prone to, water, and water is very bad for them, how boat? Why are they using a boat? Do they not see the danger?
Well, humans can't really. We can swim for a long time, but we don't instantly evaporate when we go into the water. But we have to use a boat to travel. So if they want to travel across the water, how do you get if you don't have Hammerhead Bridge built, how do you get from Inkopolis to Splatsville?
True. I mean, a bridge is different than a boat, though. A bridge is yeah, you're going over it, you're fine. But a boat is you're going with the risk that you might touch a little bit of water. And what if somebody accidentally goes over the edge? That's a lot of water.
Well, what if happens if you jump over the side of a bridge? Okay, don't do that. But you get my point here. A boat and a bridge, it's not you gotta travel across the water somehow. What are we gonna have? A plane?
If I were an Inkling or an Octoling, I would rather trust the plane.
Yo, how'd the rocket ship go? How'd that go? Anyway, we are here. Zones Manta match actually matters in the play all 3 here. Stars line 50% taco, and I gotta say, if you were to eat a taco here, this would be a nice food.
Yeah, true. This is a good place to eat the taco, unless the ship is going and it's a little rocky. Then I probably wouldn't want to eat a taco.
Sounds like NM's gotta come sailing. That's what it sounds like to me.
Oh no.
Anyway, with that, we gotta whenever we go to LTC, we go to the. Do they have a lazy river there? Is this Kalahari that has it?
Yeah, I mean both of them have the lazy river.
Not sure. I can't remember. There's too many of them. But with that, I don't think we're gonna have too many comp changes. Maybe Sky bringing back the 96, but I don't think so. I think Batika's the better pick. Rachel staying on a leader, and I like the Stamper. I do say I like the Umbro Stamper.
The Stamper is
Machine
pretty
here,
strong,
Machine from T-Bob, very good.
They have a comp that works for them, so I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to keep that here.
And here we go. Game 3, Stars Align, 50. Or sorry, what did I say? 50% Tako? 75% Tako. There we go.
You're forgetting how much Tako is there. But
Yeah,
we're seeing a pretty drastic comp change from 75% Tako, seeing the Forge Pro and the V-Shot coming out this time.
Wow, that is honestly a big swap up.
Because that's no more Crab Tank. I don't remember. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, and the Zuka here is going to be very interesting. I don't know how much value it can find. His T-Bob's going to have to eat a bomb.
Yeah, that flank was just destroyed by that bomb as Umbro, they are just trying to keep their own. Seeing if they can go in, but not really finding anybody. They're going up on the mask, but they're going to be picked off by Low here. As they're going to be pushing on right. Sky is alone and it's going to get picked off. Not good for them here as Low is just, they're in a pretty good spot, but trying to make sure that they don't get picked off, just throwing suction bombs, see what they can do, try to stay alive. Sees T-Bob, can they get the pick on them? Gets the pick. Umbro's there too, trying to get him, but Umbro is just dancing circles around Low.
Absolutely. Showing why the Splatoon class is just so swift and so agile. Great movement. And you see Negative, they know that there's somebody behind them. They're going to want to try and find it. I think they're gone, but yeah, they are.
Yeah, getting some stuff, and here comes Umbro once again on that E-leader, and gets picked by a Splat Bomb. That was really good from them. Umbro being that pressure, getting them to just go directly to that Splat Bomb. They're going to try to go in again, trying to see what they can do here. They hear a Trizuka coming out, there's bombs coming out. As Paso, they're going to be going up against that Stamper. Can the Force Pro win? It can.
No, it can't. And sure. That is a clean slice.
That person just drops from the sky, and Umbro's like, okay.
Yeah, Umbro is actually just making sushi out of tacos. This is crazy.
Oh no, I hear it again. It's the zip. Are they going to be going for Rachel C again? We're seeing Umbro trying to go over there, but the Zipcaster is going to run out. But luckily for them, they were able to stall enough for the last game to finish. And there goes Stars Align getting the victory 2-1.
Wow. That was, what a game. And just no space for the E-leader to get back in. T-Bubble and that machine did so much good work. And Negative and Sky with the shooters just holding down the paint. But truly, the big star in that match with the flashy splats and the critical picks to always keep up their advantage was definitely Umbro. Umbro with the unreal performance.
That was pretty good coming out from them. But with that being said, I'm pretty sure that's going to be it for me. Are you staying on to commentate the next few?
Yes,
sets?
I believe I'm staying on with Nox. We did have a little bit of a swap up. So yeah, and I'm gotta give it a little bit of a shutout.
A shout out. But of course, people can find me, of course, on Twitter and Twitch once again at Ninstar123. That's where I post all the stuff I'm doing. That's where I just post whatever's on my mind, what my team's doing, maybe. Just me. But yeah, with that being said, that is going to be it for us. You're going to be hearing Genie for the next 3 rounds. And of course, another lovely commentator, Nox Raven. But with that being said, we're going to be going on a break, and I'll see you guys all later.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Low Ink. Up next, we are going into Swiss Round 4. I am Nox, and I am joined here by...
Genie, who's inhaling his lunch because he's taking an extra shift. But, yeah, we got Skalop Splash versus Leggo My Eggo. As somebody who religiously had waffles between the ages of 6 to, I want to say, 10 for breakfast and watched Pokemon in the morning, this is a big throwback for me.
Understandable. I never have been a big fan of breakfast food, but that is probably a me problem.
I was gonna say it's not a. That's definitely you problem. It's not a skill issue, but it is a you problem.
Plenty of people have called it a skill issue. I'm not gonna lie. It's been called a skill issue multiple times.
Yeah. If you say you're hungry at like 2 PM and wonder why, that is a skill issue.
No, I'm usually aware of why.
Anyway, Skalop Splash, I love the brand. I do have to say their brand has extremely good headgear. They've got the Squid Nordic, which is just got put in the game. They have the Squid Vader cap, which is like iconic. They also have the Sporty Bobble, which is like insane tier. Like they got legendary like headgear on that brand. So good brand to name yourself off.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to be starting off here on Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard. Do you think we're going to see any anchors out of these teams?
All right, so it's a seven-person roster. 7-person roster on Skalop Splash. I'm going to try and see who exactly is in and tell you then. We've got like their shot machine player. They've got their in. They've got their splash player in. They've got their E-liter Dapple player in.
Good for them.
E-liter Dapple, that's a combo. And then they got their Gal Wiper. So we might be able to see a leader. Hopefully we see that Zed Fry. The Cog Fire Friend. Hybrid brand.
It is at its core a Firefin Charger, essentially. It's a similar kit.
It is. Well, actually, it is made by Firefin.
Yes, I know. ZF.
Yeah. We were informing there, and then I.
Yes,
yeah, we got similar comps. Lots of Tri-Strikes coming up from both sides. We got 1 on one side and 2 on the other. Great way to shut down tower.
Yeah, Tri-Strike is always really useful at just making sure that you have control of that mid area and just really locking down the map. E-liter doing what they can here to keep an eye on mid, applying a lot of pressure along with that crab tank, but not able to stay in position quite as well as they probably would have liked thanks to the suction bombs out of the Neo Splash.
No, and yeah, the E-liter is in a great position here, and those suction. The longer this E-liter stays here, the more shots that you get that give them the opportunity to hit. It just gets dangerous. But luckily, the Booyah Bomb and those shots are able to force them out of position. Can Captain stay alive? And they will, but their teammates around them are falling.
Yeah, Captain Daz doing what they can to back off here. And their E-liter does go down, but the Trip Strikes do come out, allowing their teammates an easy path back in. They do manage to take one out with the Tri-Strikes going down themselves in the process. And this will be first checkpoint over to Leggo My Eggo, as they are able to break through that.
Yeah, and we got Nexus on this tower who's riding it. They're going to be pushing up as well with their shot. This is a good position for them. They're so close to their Tri-Strike, but they want to get those spots. If they can punish this Wiper who just fell down, Sonny can try and punish that. They are. Great Tri-Strike usage. This checkpoint is all but gone. The Eagle's going to hit a shot. Warlord is staying on it, trying to dance, dip, dodge around. The teammates are jumping in all the way down to 13. The 2 checkpoints on this map are both gone. That's an insane push for Leggo My Eggo.
Yeah, really strong opening push, but this is a very snowball-heavy map. There is a full chance that Skalop Splash, tongue twister, can get an equally good push and maybe even KO off of it. This is a map that once you get that momentum, it can be really hard to slow the other team down, just like we saw there from that push.
Yeah, but the difference is that Tri-Strikes and Booyah Bomb, those are great specials to at least slow down and give you an opportunity. If we see all the Mews in one position, that would be detrimental, but we do see the Mews to extremely good value. It just leaves Alfie left alive, and I believe they're going to get pincered out here. Oh, are they win this fight? No, they're just going to back off. Smart just to stay alive.
Yeah, really smart move there on Alfie's part to make sure they're staying up. We're seeing them trying to get close to that crab tank. They have it. They're trying to get close, and now we see Villager using that E-liter, trying to find a pick. Not quite able to find anyone quite yet, but definitely at least scaring the other team into having to position more carefully, which is also just as important as getting a pick plenty of the time.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be able to get a good play out if they don't get flanked, and they do. Double tag team, and that's going to be Nexus is riding this tower to victory. My goodness, what a Leggo My Eggo start. kind of like breakfast. What a great way to start day one. Or game one.
Yeah, they did a really great job there of just making sure that they were staying up when they needed to, not getting over aggressive and going in one at a time when they did need to play defense, which is always so important. Especially in a mode like tower control, it's so tempting to just rush in and just go for the picks. But it's usually better to wait, regroup, get specials, and make sure your team can move up together.
I completely agree with that. Our next map is going to be Rainmaker on Hagglefish. This mode can just go so darn quickly after that first checkpoint is taken. It's always a big decision. You want to push it to that right side or push it left. Left is safer, usually unguarded, but right is so much more deadly. Because if the other team who's defending gets wiped out of that position and you are able to have like at least one member stay alive, you get that dunk and you can just keep that Rainmaker running extremely quickly.
Yeah, it's definitely a map where we see people go way more often for that middle checkpoint rather than the one to the left. Just because it is, you can get both fairly consistently, but the chance for that huge jump over to their plat area, just, it's so many points so quickly that it's so hard to turn down. But left can be a really solid option if you have a good distraction going towards the other one.
It always depends, because like nowadays, like we're past the early days of we're still at the end of the early days, I guess, but teams really understand how to play this map more. Getting that 31 or that 32 leap isn't as important as it used to be, because yes, it can still win you games, but the other team knows how to do that to you. It's about how getting that leap and running that extra like 10 points forward, that little extra distance, which is often like a squid roll, can gain you 10 points just by rolling sideways. That is the big game changer.
And especially if you can set up a good special to enable that, it makes such a difference. We are going to see that ZF charger coming out. We are going to see trip strikes coming out again, as we tend to expect at this point. Double trip strikes from the other team again, of course. And we do still have that crab. We are seeing less crabs these days, but definitely still a very strong special that gets plenty of use.
Yeah, it's hard. If you have a lot of counters to crab right now, you can just get obliterated. So it's in the worst spot it's ever been, which is saying a lot. It's still really good. It's like in Karma. It's worst spot, but it's still one of the best specials in the game.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to take many more hits, and that is a 3-down situation, and we are seeing Wani being able to really rush this Rainmaker forward, get that checkpoint. We have another player, we have Nero moving up in front of them, and just really they're going to be able to push this really hard, really quickly. I say that as their T-Tech goes down to a Wiper flank.
Oh, the Wiper gets 1 against 2! This is insane! Are they going to be able to punish the Booyah Bomb? Yes, they will, but the Rainmaker! You forgot about the Rainmaker! The Rainmaker all the way! It was just Nerd alive! How do you let that happen?
You know, every once in a while, you just get distracted enough to be able to allow something like that to happen, especially when that many specials are going off. There was a flank that just happened. Your mind is everywhere, and it's so hard to regroup. But now we are seeing that Booyah Bomb coming out, and Rainmaker is one of those modes where if you get things set up correctly, it can just... It's anyone's game at any point in Rainmaker, just as much in 3 as it was in the other 2 games.
Yeah, and 6 is a really strong push. It is the base of the pedestal, but they haven't climbed it at all. So there is still room to come out here. You don't have to get that full dunk. That 1 point versus 6 points is actually quite different. And I think Wiper stared down in the corner and they didn't. And they're able to get that big punish.
Yeah, really great punish there as we are seeing them still trying to move forward, but the Booyah Bomb manages to take one out, and that is a full wipeout. And we are going to see them trying to move forward again, taking full advantage of the fact that they have that crab and trip strike ready. They are just going to need to try and stall this out. They don't need to try and make a huge push. Obviously, they want to, but they know that if they can just keep that Rainmaker alive and in an awkward position, they have the inherent advantage.
Yeah, they do, and we're going to see Warlord has that crab tank. Is going to opt to try and go for the Rainmaker, but unfortunately for them, the crab just ends at the inopportune moment. No jumps were able to come in for Leggo my Eggo, so they will be giving up a fair decent amount of this mid.
Yeah, but even then, they didn't move up into mid very quickly, and their players that did have gone down. But that is a 2-down situation. They are just trying to survive this machine, going for this checkpoint. We are seeing Villager able to get that, and it's just the T-Tech left, and they know where they are, it seems like.
Yeah, they have called them out, especially with that splat bomb placement. They know exactly where they are, and I hope to see Villager grab that. Weren't close to the special. We're gonna see the offset go in. There's just a spot in Nexus. Can Nexus find the Ranger? And they can't find the Ranger. This is devastating. But they do. They come up clutch. Hit the shots they need to on Villager. But the Wipeout comes out again. The suction bomb. It could prove to be a little bit too much. It does take out one member, and the members again from Leggo Mago we're able to follow up on it, and that's going to be a counter wipeout and the push being shut down.
Yeah, really great push there, but not quite enough in this situation. But they do still have 2 minutes left in this game, and it does seem like they are taking a second to get back into mid here as trip strikes are coming out, and it's just kind of a brawl in mid right now to see who can manage to reclaim this space faster.
Yeah, Albi's gonna get caught out almost with the pants down, but same with that Nexus does. Even though there's three on Alfie, WIPEOUT takes a extremely good spot to take out the Rainmaker.
Yeah, and we are seeing Bellup here trying to figure out a way in with that Splatano Viper, one of the fastest, most mobile weapons in the game, one of the best skirmishers there is right now, and it seems like they were able to figure out a path in that they liked and not go down too quickly, as they say that they do go down though.
Yeah, just like things. We are going to be seeing Albi with a good Booyah Bomb placement to try and pressure out the backside of the Rainmaker. Lots of Tri-Strike coming out though. Very interesting usage of them because nobody really followed up on that. That's actually going to be 2 down on the side of Leggo My Eggo. Push coming out.
Yeah, Skalop Splash really needs to get in another big push here, and they need to remember that they've got a minute left. They don't need to rush this too much, although it seems like they do have some space to work with, but not quite enough. They might be able to get pop here, though, considering that they still have that Viper up, and Viper does such great object damage, and they are able to run it here, almost able to get lead, but not quite.
No, and that's going to be villagers jumping in there. In that situation, they had no paint in front of them, and we're just trying to escape. If only they had, like, a little bit more chaos. I like the chaos that Skalop Splash has caused, but unfortunately, all running in underneath of the Rainmaker kind of died to the same shots. That's exactly what we saw happen.
Yeah, that's definitely an area where you want to make sure that you have some special that can really clear out that space for you, whether it be a trip strike or a Booyah Bomb. Having either of those kind of things ready to just really make sure you can go in there easier is so important. As we see Leggo My Eggo really just able to hold down mid here, and now there is a flank coming out from the machine, but will it be enough? Because Leggo My Eggo is still moving forward.
It will be, and it's good. They're gonna have to get this pop, and they're gonna have somebody grab it. And again, they're going to be giving it to the charger, but just having the splash just run in there straight down mid and getting 4 clean shots on that charger, taking out the Rainmaker, ending this game. It's gonna be 2-0 for Leggo My Eggo. But this again, tiebreakers. They're so important, and with so many teams, you gotta bounce back for those game 3s.
Yeah, considering that this low ink is as big as it is, those game 3s are even more important today than usual to make sure that you get the kind of spot you want for day 2 or make it to day 2 at all.
There's more teams in this low ink than there are in March Madness, which, like, March Madness is how many people making brackets for it? Like 24 million people. Shoutouts to 0 brackets still remaining. I'm crying. I know. Sorry to all our Purdue fans out there. I'm sad as well. I don't go to Purdue. But you had Edie, big Torontonian there. I was cheering for him. So, that's that.
My preferred college
team didn't even
get made into March Madness this year, so.
Well, I guess I had to do a little bit of a shout out because I saw DRF make a tweet about it, about how Purdue Splatoon has more wins than the basketball team, but the basketball team is paid how much money?
They do, yeah. I mean, that is how that goes. NCAA basketball definitely brings in a lot of profit for schools. But next up, we are going to Clamblitz on Umami Ruins, a new map mode that people are not quite as familiar with as all the others we've seen so far.
Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? And honestly, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I have not played this map enough on Clamblitz to really understand the good avenues. I know you can just run into the basket and score clams and get flats and all that.
It's a lot of... It seems like right now, from what I've been seeing, it's a lot of brute force, which can work out pretty well. Especially if this is one of the maps where I would actually maybe advocate for things like Bubbler, just because that basket area is so hectic and chaotic that having that little bit of extra defense can make such a huge difference. But
it's just hard. Because what Bubbler weapons, besides Junior, of course, has a really good entry tool. Mini kind of struggles, and Squiffer. Roller, you probably want to play Crack on Roller, and Blaster.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely an interesting situation, and we are getting into the game here, game 3 of round 4 of Low Ink.
Here we go, and we are going to be seeing that 96 got coming. Not all that that surprising. We haven't been seeing as many Krakens as I was led to believe by Popgun on the podcast, so I feel a little bit betrayed.
Yeah, I mean, I think people have been overestimating Kraken quite a bit. I don't think it's that strong, personally. I think it's the very selfish special, which doesn't tend to benefit you too much in a game like Splatoon.
I totally agree, and we are going to be having some trades going on and around. Nerd is just going to be checking out, but Villager is a lot further away than I expected.
Yeah, I will say that Nerd being on that 96 gal does play a really nice role within that team comp for Leggo My Eggo, of just being able to kind of play a pseudo anchor position and using that Kraken more as a self-defense mechanism than anything else, which I think is a pretty good use of it.
Yeah, and remember on this right side, if you could just go on the grading, you can stay alive on the Kraken. The Kraken can kill you, but they will 100% fall off the map if they try. And they're trying to get the clams being thrown to them. Can they get it? Their teammates just have to throw them one, but the clam is down on the ground beside the wiper and into it, and dangerous situation. Now all those clams are gone. You don't have enough to make a power clam if you're the side of Leggo Man.
Yes, that's true, but they do still have that great amount of mid control, and having that makes such a huge difference. Losing mid makes such a difference, especially in a small map like this, as we are seeing Villa trying to shred this Booyah Bomb, not quite able to, but they are able to take, and that is 3 down on the side of...
Oh my goodness.
And
Will is able to dunk it. Oh, I thought they missed. I thought they hit the bottom side. Good. Nexus is able to stay alive on this left side on that little mushroom area. They're trying to get their team to get Warlord back in. Have to watch out for the Charger. Charger's not able to land the shot because it's just a little bit too far away. And this Clam Blitz Basket, it's ripping down below 30.
Yeah, this is definitely a Clam Blitz map that can go really, really quickly. We have a lot of those in 3 so far, which I really enjoy. I enjoy a very hectic Clam Blitz game, personally, and that is a 3-down situation. This should be Skalop trying to get back into mid here. And they are able to reclaim it slightly, but one does go down in the process, putting them in a very awkward position to try and set up any pushes, and that is 2 down with a near power clam made on the side of the Leggo My Eggo.
Yeah, Leggo My Eggo, they have a great spot to be. All they gotta, they can just stack some power clams together, 3 power clams, jump to the Kraken, boom. This game is like all but wrapped up at that point. They don't need to. And an interesting play to throw the power clam into enemy in.
It's something I've been seeing more than I would expect to see in Splatoon 3. It does seem to have worked out for them in this case. They just need a power clam and a couple little clams. Not many clams at all to take this game in a knockout. And we are seeing plenty of specials still coming out. 2 gonna go down in that Booyah Bomb. Just the Wiper left. Wiper's gonna have to do what they can to defend, but the last power clam goes in, and that is game. That is all 3 games to Leggo My Eggo.
Yeah, Leggo My Eggo. I guess they had some. They ate their Wheaties this morning, or their Eggo. Shout out to Eggo. Easy warm up waffles, but they had the extra gas in the tank to get you get the win out here, and it's so important to. I'm gonna go off a little bit of a thing because I was a cook. It's so important in these long Swiss stages and just long tournaments to have good food in you. The better food that you have in you, the longer you can go in a tournament. And it could prove to be the difference maker, especially as we approach rounds 5 and round 6 of the next round. If you have better food in you, you often have better results. And I've seen it come true.
It can make a difference. It doesn't always, but it definitely can. I know that caffeine can be just as important for plenty of people once you hit this point in the tournament, though.
Yeah, true. Very true.
I know whenever I'm in a long tournament, I am very reliant on some nice cups of coffee.
It's a lot more apparent in LANs. LANs, you really get to see who went out there and like actually ate food and who didn't. It's amazing looking at the other side and seeing some teams that get upset because they just were up all night and had nothing but like a banana and maybe some chips and a burger for lunch versus the people that had like chicken parm last night.
You never know. The chicken parm might make you too sleepy. There's always a risk there.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to this conversation again when we're at LAN. But yeah, with that was a really good win from Leggo My Eggo. I got so scared with that power clam being thrown forward. I'm always terrified because I always believe I'm that person. It's like you think about it, it's like American football. Why would you ever throw a football just in the middle of the other team's side? They can't grab it in Splatoon, but like you guys can't really grab it without going through their territory. It's always unless people have been wiped and like you have a clear advantage. But if it's a 4v4 scenario, you're almost just giving them the climb.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky move that I've been seeing happen more in 3 than I have at any point in Splatoon 2, other than maybe when Clam Blitz first dropped. That was sure a week.
Oh my gosh. Oh, everyone C- for a day.
It was a fun, hectic situation.
Anyway, I'm having bad flashbacks. I think I need to recover from that, and it'll take me a little while. So I think we'll see everybody in round 5. You agree with that one, Nox?
I do.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to March 2023 Low Ink. Day 1, we are here for round 5. We're getting down to the final few rounds here, Nox.
Yeah, we are. And right now we are going to be showing WIPEOUT versus Splatsville Idol Group. Two relatively newer teams to comp. I don't believe either of them have played through Ludi before, so we don't know what divs they are, which is always a very exciting time.
No, and both teams are awesome and have send-offs, which makes it so much more enjoyable. I know I've seen both of these teams in solo queue, and I know that they are definitely strong individual players. Going over for our first map, it's gonna be Zones Makeover, a map mode combination which was dominant in Splatoon 2. Not as prevalent in Splatoon 3, but seeing it in 98% of tournaments is still a lot.
It's still in pretty much all of them. It's definitely a map mode. It definitely favors really aggressive play, in my opinion. I think it tends to favor short-range weapons. I don't think I'd love to see E-leaders on it. I know they can excel on it, but especially with weapons like Machine and Try being so strong, they can just get shoved out of position so often, especially by those fizzy bombs and the AoE attacks. It's just a really rough thing for anchors to try and exist on right now.
Oh yeah, it's always been a 50-50 map. It's been really not great for chargers, and with the positioning of Spotlings and other backlines, it's just been hard. Gel Sculpture didn't get a kit that it loves, and the Spotlings are, let's just say, hurting. Heavy's the only one that can exist here, and it doesn't enjoy it here.
Spotlings don't tend to like maps like this too much to begin with, though. It's not the most natural fit for them, generally. Not a lot of great movement options for them, but we are going to see a Nautilus come out, which does tend to follow different rules than other Splatlings. It is its own separate beast. We are seeing a Heavy too, though, which I love to see. Heavy is one of my favorite weapons. Love seeing that Tri-Nouveau. Double Crab is an interesting pick, but on a map like this, it can do so well. And that Nautilus will be able to use rain to pressure people really far out of position, and the Tetra is just causing chaos from the other side. Will do quite a bit.
Yeah, Splatsville, they've got a comp that I am very used to seeing, because that's what kind of my team likes to rock every so often. But they're kind of getting throttled here by WIPEOUT. And WIPEOUT, speaking of that, it happened.
Yeah, WIPEOUT's running a really hyper-aggressive comp, and they're moving up with it. Their closest thing they're going to have to anything that slows them down is that Nautilus, and with how much paint the T-Tech can potentially throw out, they should be okay. They do need to make sure that Idols don't get in and get too much paint down, or they're going to have a really hard time getting back in. But that Tetra right now is doing such a great job of shutting everything down, and it's just that Heavy up as WIPEOUT's just able to keep this hold going, and Rain coming out, forcing that Heavy to reposition relatively soon. Yeah,
but the Heavy was able to take out the Nautilus. As long as those jumps, able to get jumps, that would be really good. But both the splashes are gone. That's a lot of your paint and a lot of your firepower down on zone. The Heavy's just trying to stay so far back. WIPEOUT's doing such a good job holding on to the zone. They're dodging around this wave breaker. The crab tanks are out, but is there going to be enough time for them to...
Oh,
that's going to be a WIPEOUT. They got it just in time, the final hour.
Yeah, and so now is where we might see WIPEOUT's comp struggle a lot more. It's definitely really good on aggression, but I think it might struggle a lot more getting in. As I say that, though, both splashes have gone down, and the Heavy's going to be forced back up here, able to take that drink and get a very quick jump out because of it. Kind of a wasted triple strike, and we are now going to see WIPEOUT back in that position they want to be in, where they can just hold mid and get into the other base and just maintain so much pressure, but that is 2 down.
Yeah, Steez on this Tetris has done such an insane job taking out both splashes in pretty much every single fight to start. Again, though, Splatsville Idol Group, when they need to get that zone, they are able to achieve it. But how long can they hold on? Because it's been proving that their front line goes down extremely fast.
Yeah, but we do manage to see a 2v2 situation, and now we are seeing Idols managing to keep this zone just a bit longer. The T-Tech goes down, the Tetra in an awkward position for themselves, because Tetra can't get as much movement on this map as they can on a lot of others, and we are seeing the Splash trying to move up here, probably going to get taken out relatively quickly because they overextended a bit, and we are seeing the Nautilus trying to find a way and not quite able to find one super easily, as the Heavy is keeping an eye on everything, but they do have that rain ready with those trip strikes, and that should be zone going back to WIPEOUT. Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. The spots are coming in, even though the rain goes... They're the last one alive. The jumps are coming in. But if what floor goes down here, those jumps will be camped, and this lead could have an easily time to be swapped over.
Yeah, and like I was talking about earlier, this is the kind of comp, what WIPEOUT's running, that really can struggle to get back in, because they need to make sure that they are moving in such a unified way. And with those types of weapons, that can be really hard to do. And we are seeing them almost able to recap, but not quite. And that is almost, they almost have it. They've neutraled, but not going to be enough. And that is going to be game.
My goodness, Splatsville Idol Group, I thought this game was over. With their comp, they weren't able to, took them so long to get in, and as soon as they got in, they just got taken out. Well, luckily for them, they were able to stay alive. They were able to have the jump-ins, either the heavy or the tri-slosher, kept the aggression on, and made sure that WIPEOUT just kind of funneled in from all different positions, not able to find any more space on the zone. There was one more cap from WIPEOUT, but that was about all.
Yeah, they did a really great job of knowing what their win conditions were once they could get in. They needed to figure out a way in. They needed to figure out a way to stay up. But once they had that, they knew what their win con was. They knew how to make sure it happened. And they made sure to put their heavy in a position where they could put so much pressure on that Nautilus and everything that it made it really hard for them to move back in. Nautilus is not a weapon that has an easy entry special. And while they could have used their trip strike to get in more easily, it's hard to move up that fast with it when the T-Tech really wants to be one of the people going in with it rather than having to wait behind their teammates.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if there's gonna be any major changes up for tower control field play. I do know that Chesley does play the Rapid, especially that's what they have on their center here, the new Rapid, and I actually have seen the new Rapid do extremely well on TC Eeltail because of like the elevation changes that the tower goes through, and with the elevation changes that happen around it, Inkstrike or the Inkjet actually has some usages with that torpedo comboing really nicely with the main weapon.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the most viable Rapid kit by quite a lot. Just because there are so many other great weapons with Trip Strike, and the other kit doesn't enable it all that well, whereas the torpedo does work really nicely with the weapon. And on a map like this, and on a mode like TC, you can just get so much of that great chip damage in, and just kind of force people into places they don't want to be. And if you can follow that up with other things, it can be so useful.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. We are going to have a member swap up, and it's going to be on the side of WIPEOUT. So I'm wondering who they are going to be picking in. They are a 6-person roster. So there is a little bit of a actually seven people on their list for the overall tournament, and I believe that's their gal Dapple player that just jumped in. That's Rah.
Yeah, 96 gal could definitely do really well on this map. I know that a lot of people are claiming Kraken's overpowered on TC, which is a stance that happened for a while in Splatoon 1, and it's not what I'm surprised to see happen again.
It's the same thing as Splatoon 1. You just like, the difference is where is the big killer whale and where's singular big ink strike, which always like counted it off. Or the number of times without checkpoints you just see Krakens going for battles. The best ones were on tower control on Krakens would be so mad at me. Camp Triggerfish. Camp Triggerfish. That one, just seeing him go at it, because if you knew you fell off, you were falling into the water, you're dying. There's nothing coming, nothing bringing you back.
Yeah, I was also going to bring up the fact that Wall is really strong on this map, which just adds another asset to 96 gal.
It's true. It's got a blessed kit. It's got the best kit possible for 96 gal. It could not find a better kit at all. I don't think it has had one in Splatoon. Maybe if we're in a world where it got Wall and Ink Armor, it'd be different, but I still think that the main weapon does hold it back. We don't see as much Kraken as I think we would if Neo Splash got it into Dry Strike.
Well, Splash doesn't need another. Well, it got another really good special. It probably shouldn't have. I was really hoping for Spider-Man for Spider-Man Splash, but not quite.
That would have been better. That would have actually been a lot cooler and a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. But I like Neo Splash just fine. And we are seeing that 96 coming out with a heavy, which is an interesting composition, not something I would expect. That's going to be a relatively slow comp coming out there in comparison to WIPEOUT's comp, which is going to be ridiculously fast if they get set up correctly.
Yeah, I actually completely agree with you. Playing heavy and 96 at the same time is unique. You have to have a heavy player who pushes spawn. It's going to be an interesting take. And as we see this already, WIPEOUT, they have the early advantage, but we saw what happened to them last time.
Yeah, but on the other hand, that was zones. TC is way easier to keep your momentum going forward and not get wiped out quite as often. especially when you're running 3-4 weapons like that can all jump in pretty easily, have a lot of mobility. That survivability of the 96 Scal is going to help them out a lot, and that is another 2-down situation, and we are seeing WIPEOUT just really able to keep control of this tower, looking to get through this last checkpoint and able to take out yet another player. It looks like this is going very far in their favor.
This was what the last game looked like, though. It looked like all hope lost, but then somehow the Splatsville Idols were able to come out with it, but this time I don't think it's the case, because stopping a tower at 1 is next to near impossible with Tri-Strikes on it.
Yes. I will say that TC is definitely a mode that can favor knockouts like that quite a bit more than zones, especially now that we don't have specials. Well, we haven't had specials like armor in a while, but it still gets the idea across of we don't have extra survivability unless you're running things like 96 Scal. There is an inherent benefit to things with wall and such these days, unlike in S2. It's a very different game state.
Yeah, it changed it up. It's made certain things better and certain things a lot worse.
They fixed Crab mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
Well, Crab didn't need to be destroyed off the face of the planet. I think there's enough counters to it at this point that we are in a functional state. We are not seeing 3 crabs in top level anymore. It has improved.
All right, well, I know Popgun on the podcast said it's easy to tell people to go and watch Squid Junction or participate in it. It has no correlations and also doesn't run into low ink whatsoever. So
it doesn't.
So if you want to see some top level tonight, we got a big Squid Junction with Squid Junction 40, where I know a lot of the top teams are like Sayonara and Crush Soda. And
yeah.
People. So if you want to see a lot of crabs, you can probably go see a lot of crabs tonight.
Probably still won't be as many as you think, but there will still definitely be a few.
But yeah, with that, we are going to be going in a Rainmaker. The all fun scene, no. A very, very loved Rainmaker map. It just seems fair at times, fair and like balanced. Lots of avenues. Long range can dominate, but also get kind of destroyed in certain areas. Front line, short range.
Yeah, especially with the machine players that we've been seeing come out. Definitely can apply a lot of pressure to any ranged players that are coming out. And we are going to see that 96 Scal sticking around. Makes a lot of sense. And we are going to see an Explo and Tri-Nouveau. I like this comp way better than their last one. It offers way more mobility. It offers way more flexibility. I would love to see one of those splashes switch over to maybe to Neo Splash just to offer that extra paint. But it does seem like they have a more sustainable comp this time. That's not quite as smooth.
Yeah, and Agent 8's going to be having such a good time on the Explo because they don't have to face up against a Crab Tank. Explo it's a weapon that can't actually play the game against Crab Tank. It cannot exist. And I think this is going to be a good job for a WIPEOUT here against WIPEOUT if they can get the Tetris down. But the Tetris are doing so much good work that they're able to get 2. That's insane. With the Rainmaker, it is able to get the dunk.
And that is a 3-down situation. Just that Explo left. That Explo will be able to provide jumps to their teammates, able to back off pretty safely. The Tetra is going to try and chase, not going to quite be able to get the Explo though. Explo does go down. There's still players guarding that plot, able to take out the machine, and that is a 3-down situation. And this could be a huge push from WIPEOUT if they move up fast enough. Rainmaker able to make the jump, going to be able to get this dunk. Splash trying to go for the flank, not quite able to. And that is going to be checkpoint 1 to both teams.
Yeah, both teams have it. Now there's going to be a Crab Tank defensively for a Splatsville Idols group. It's going to be so far back and it's going to be put in baller form, especially with the Kraken coming around chasing it and get absolutely pierced by Rara. Rara's going to be pushing back, but Cheesy, they're going for the Rainmaker dunk. Can they get it? All the way down to 2. Not quite the dunk, but that's A-okay all the way down to 2.
Yeah, 2 is such a solid push. Oh. You definitely feel, you did not see that Rainmaker get popped, I don't think.
Objective. Kind of forgot about that. It happens sometimes. And that's a devastating way to lose a set that was tied 1-1. Just kind of let an objective go down. But then again, it was all the way down to 2, which is a really, really hard way to come back.
Yeah, I will say that WIPEOUT's comps definitely favored that really heavily aggressive play. And I feel like if you ever get them on the back foot, they struggle quite a lot, which we saw in the Mako Mart Zones game. They have a really hard time getting back in. But if they can get that advantage state that they want, they can just steamroll. They do not need to slow down for anything once they get going.
Oh, and yeah, that's going to be the end of our 5th round coverage. I know we got one. We're going to add you some updates, and I know we're going to have a good match between some teams that are right on the bubble of making different brackets. We'll see. We'll get you some good action, but that will be on the other side of this short. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is the 6th and final round of Swiss for March 2023's Low Ink. I am Genie7, still joined by Nox Raven. And Nox, our round 6 matchup is going to be a doozy. Am I right?
Yeah, it absolutely will. We're going to have Seafoam Suckers versus Albedo and the Whopperflowers. Very fun names. Albedo and the Whopperflowers, I know, will probably have a C Junior, a Wiper, and either an E-Leader or Tri-Stringer, which should be a very interesting comp to get to see, especially on a map like Manta Clam Blitz.
Wow, you really know this team well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, Manta Clam Blitz, I gotta say, this is a very enjoyable map to play. I don't know, I personally enjoy it. I guess it's just my personal bias, because Wavebreaker has some unique spots on it.
Yeah.
Pushing, 96 gal works here, 52 gal works here. Ten Umbrella, even though we saw it earlier today, actually has a deep here.
It does. It still is glitchy enough that I think it's
nobody
not
plays it unless you're a time. But
yeah,
that's why I like it. I'm pointing out my opinion why I liked it.
I appreciate that. I don't think it's bad here. I think if they fix the glitches, it'll be great.
No, yeah, I mean the entire game.
Well, for 10, yeah. For 10, it is the entire game that's the problem.
Yeah.
Which is
both
too
these
bad.
teams. Yeah, both these teams at the moment are sitting 3-2. That is 3 wins and 2 losses. Going to be a 4-2 record. I always forget with what you truly need to make what bracket, but not
4-2 helps
really
you get
enough.
day 2.
It's gonna help you get day 2. There's so many brackets and so many teams, but a 4-2 will make it so it's a lot easier to get there. A 3-3, that's different.
You're on the edge with a 3-3. Really depends on tiebreakers whether you make day 2 with a 3-3, especially in a month like this.
Yeah, so many teams. 177 teams that are still playing. Absolutely insane. We started the day with 200, but you know what? Here we are. Final round.
Yes. And we are seeing a Wiper and a C-Jet come out, a Stamper and a C-Jet come out, not weapons that you see too often, and we're seeing a Wiper and a C-Jet come out, along with 2 orange zaps from Albedo and the Whopperflowers. Not weapons that you expect to see all that often. I'm interested in seeing how those chumps work out for him.
Yeah, I gotta say, I've never seen double chump utilized between my own eyes. I did see it in that one tournament that would happen in Japan, but I have not seen it work in a tournament where I've been commentating it. And already an early bomb double. Wow.
Yeah, really early bomb double. Albedo going to be forced to back off here with that ball, able to pass it off and holding things off, taking advantage of those torpedoes. Stamp coming out, able to get a pick with it. That is 1 down. They are starting to reclaim mid here, and that is a 2-down situation. They can really start moving forward here.
That's a 3rd, and just gonna be the Booyah Bomb holding machine, who is close to the basket. Great job to be popping the super jumps, though. That's because a lot of destruction and a lot of chaos. Fire Cordy's running in with that power climb. Dunk it before falling down. You know, trying to go in, but the toxic miss proving to be a little bit too much to go in.
Toxic mist, especially for any high mobility weapon, can cause a lot of problems because you do get so reliant on that mobility that you need to capitalize on it. And in that situation, you really can't.
Then why when I play everything, nothing, like Tetris roll out of it?
You don't believe enough in Toxic Mist? That is your own problem?
I have to believe in it more. That's what needs to elevate my mini, and as soon as that happens, coming out. This is some good spots coming out of the Stamper, but the Zipcaster positioning a little bit aggressive.
Oh, and that clam just going right off the map, misjudged its range just a hair, and it is just that machine left. There is a jump coming in, but they're going to be able to be taken out pretty quickly by the Wiper. Oh, and I am wrong.
Oh my goodness. The Wiper versus Stamper matchup. Didn't expect it to be the Stamper that lands, and that thing can charge up and slice you before you even get to land. It's a crazy interaction of that.
It is, absolutely. And we are seeing both teams just kind of skirmishing for mid here. Chomp's coming out, trying to enable things.
Oh my goodness!
Stamper able to take out 2, taking advantage of that huge hitbox that has just the C-Jet left. Gonna be forced into a really awkward position. Able to jump out, though. Really important that they jumped out there. But this is gonna be a huge push.
Yeah, Seafoam Suckers, this is really good opportunity for them. They gotta watch out. The chickens are coming behind them. Assists are coming. Great job. The rain clouds are gonna slow them down, but it doesn't slow them down at all the way down to 1. Really good points coming out from Seafoam Suckers. They got a Booyah Bomb and the good clam spawns in their favor. They have to realize there's a zap in front of them shooting them, and 606 is going to get the splat in a trading scenario.
Yeah, and just that T-Tech left up. points of Torpedo able to call them out, not able to get any more clams in, but it does manage to get a pick and jump out in the process, putting them in a pretty decent situation as Albedo and haven't been able to get back into mid yet.
Yeah, those Whopperflowers there. I wonder what Whopperflower is, truly. I truly need to know what that is. The other name, but Sully able to get a nice spot on 206.
Yes. Sully doing a great job here, moving up, trying to find a good position to stay in, does have those chomps at the ready. Probably going to try and save them for a bigger push here, but they do need to make sure that they can hold down this mid area without getting picked off, and the Sea-Jet's making that quite a challenge for them as they're forced to jump out.
Yeah, the Sea-Jet just proving it, showing its range, showing it is still a weapon that needs to be taken seriously. It did not have a great kit to start off the game. It didn't get a insane kit, but it did get a much better kit.
I personally think that Mist Rain is a very good kit for it. It needs to play a more supportive anchor role. It's not going to be getting your picks, but it will cause enough problems for the other team to enable you to get that crossfire you need to really get in, and Rain just enables that further. And we are seeing that coming out of both sides here, really slowing down a lot of pushes.
Oh my goodness, Fire Gordy almost going down in that Fizzy Bomb. Try and stay alive. I believe there's going to be... And oh my goodness, 3 go down extremely quickly, make that a wipeout. See, suckers, they should be able to have a good push coming as long as they can get Power Clam coordinated.
They should, but it does seem like they are having a hard time doing that. But the Rain has come out, one of the zaps is down. They should be able to get this Power Clam in fairly easily, especially with that Trips. Especially with that Booyah coming out. Trips.
Yeah, the Booyah, it is out. Albedo is going to be throwing that hammer, can't find any...
Albedo trying to get in.
Oh, lots of spots coming around.
Yes, absolutely. But that it looks like right now, Seafoam Suckers is in a very comfy place as Albedo and the Whopperflowers are just trying to get comfy again, just trying to be able to get back into mid. They will have that pity, but without their base back, they really can't do much. And this is a map where it can be very hard to break back in, especially with how much range the Seafoam Suckers have.
Sully, they do have a Power Climb at the ready, but the Power Climb, the Super Jump, is going to be coming in for Seafoam Suckers, and more jumps, I believe those will be camped, so this could be an opportunity for Albedo and the Whopperflowers to really go in. The clock is ticking down.
And they are doing a great job popping those chumps to enable themselves to get in. They need to get to this basket pretty quickly. They are running out of time. That is a T-Tech down. They are able to get the first Power Clam in. Thomas is going to try and jump over with the second. They just need to get the Power Clam in. And they are not quite able to. It falls just short. And that is going to be game to the Seafoam Suckers for game 1. But that was for sure a close game.
Just, I want to say 2 steps forward. Just half second in the ink. And that
if they had jumped into the other Power Clam throw, that would have been game.
Yep. That, I completely agree with you. And just in the moment, it gets
it's
hard.
It's so complicated.
There's so many teammates, and you don't want to look at the whole place.
It's so stressful to be in that situation. You need, because you don't want to accidentally misclick your jump, which is easy enough to do. It's not something that happens all that often, but it feels terrible when it does. So in that case, they might have felt like it was safer. They might have felt like there was enough distraction still for them to get in. And it wasn't quite there. It was so close, but not quite enough.
And this game has a weird property where if you're flicking the jumping area around and you hold a button to jump to somebody, if you hold the button down to try and jump, and then flick the reticle, and it targets somebody else, it actually prioritizes that you targeted that other person sometimes.
It can, yeah. I tend to flick to jump to teammates over using the arrows just because I found that more consistent for myself.
Yeah.
But the arrows are definitely faster.
Well, the arrows were 100% accurate in Splatoon 2. They took that from, which is something.
You know, they just wanted to re-emphasize the motion controls to us, just in case anyone was still using
But I hit the button! Why am I jumping to the guy who's like inting in spawn? I don't want to jump to the undercover who just reef-slid into the spawn.
Sometimes you want to jump into the undercover who reef-slid in spawn. Maybe they're cooking something good.
Okay.
But next up, we are going to go on to Sturgeon Splat Zones. I would actually love to see the Sea-Jets come back out here, although I do expect that to not be the case. I expect to see an E-Leader or a Tri-Stringer over that from both teams here.
I actually completely disagree with you with the E-Leader and the Tri-Stringer. Somebody that has tried to play both these weapons on this map, you just kind of get locked out too easily on this map. You either lock them out with those weapons in the first fight, or just get locked out. You have to hit your shots in the first fight, or it's all but over. The Seajet, on the other hand, has an opportunity to get back in, has a better special on this map.
It has a better retake special for sure.
It has a way better retake special. And when it comes down to Toximist versus Inkmine versus Toximist, there's no real battle because they're all just the same.
They are not, but okay.
Well, Inkmine has very, very minimal usage. And we do have both Seajets coming out.
Yeah, really fun to see the Sea-Jets coming out. I definitely think it's a really solid weapon pick, especially for both of these comps. Love to see that Tri-Nouveau. Those Fizzy Bombs are going to do so much good here and able to allow them to apply a lot more pressure to things at range than they otherwise would have been able to with that comp. And the Stamper has already gone down. That is 3 down for Seafoam Suckers. Just that machine left. This should be a pretty easy cap for them. And we are going to see them really try and lock down mid here. Ideally, they'll be using a lot of sub-weapons to try and make their way further into the base, but instead they use their bodies and the Stamper is able to just take them out.
The Stamper, that's again a second time with one swipe, they get 2. That is absolutely insane value from that kit. The burst bombs or just the horizontal and vertical slashes combo is crazy.
Yeah, Toma going down to the Rain there, which is quite unfortunate. Once again, showing off that Rain definitely has its advantages, especially in a mode like Zones, if your teammates move up with it. Silly trying to find some picks, gonna be able to find one, has that tactical already, gonna be able to take out this T-Tech, but does go down to the Seajet. Seajet trying to move up here, gonna be able to try and apply a lot of pressure, but overextending a bit, being forced to back off.
Smart. Smart. You don't want to feed too hard. As you're the Seajet, you got all that range. Staying alive for your team is so important. The Fire Corgi is going to have this crowd from the high ground going in with that stamp, proving to be really good, but my goodness, 6-6, flat there. Kind of insane.
Albedo able to get that pick there. This time it was not the Stamper jumping in with the T-Tech. A way safer pick for them. Hard to know that in the moment though, especially because you're unlikely to remember which of the other team has which name rather than the weapon. And we are seeing Tomahawk getting close to that Rain, which should help them be able to really secure this lead.
I don't know, Nox. If I'm getting absolutely obliterated by... because I'm seeing their name all game.
I mean, yeah. But also, that's easy to say in the moment. In the moment, you don't tend to look at the name on the super jump spots that much.
No, and especially in a moment like this where there's the Tri-Strike special, Zone will be flipping over for Seafoam Suckers. Something that they desperately needed, but they don't have the control around. They have Zone, but all the positioning is not theirs. That allows the Whopperflowers just to come back in and clean up.
It does, but it did apply penalty points, which gives them a lot more time to try and work with here, as long as they make sure they focus on getting their specials up and getting safe picks. Not overextending, and it seems like, as I say, that the Stamper has gone down already, which is not what you want to see. Tacticaler has come out from this team, and we are seeing them really trying to move up here and looking for these picks, as they know that they are in a fairly safe position. Toma choosing not to grab that Tacticaler, choosing to play it safe instead, as they are close to this range.
Yeah, actually they didn't have control of that lower pipe, like part of the snipe, so it actually is kind of smart because you had no idea what's on the other side. No idea what's on the other side of the wall, which actually is a easy way not to pick it up, as we do see you should have the zone control going over to...
Should, but Sully did a great job sharking there and is at least able to trade it out. Something you usually are pretty happy to do as a Tri-Slosher. Definitely not a weapon that minds getting trades instead of just straight picks.
Yeah, and the Stamper has to watch out for the ouch. The Stamper special is able to dodge it for a little bit of time, but does go down to the Wiper. You don't see a Stamper go down to a Wiper with the range tool like that very often.
You don't, but Albedo just doing a great job there of moving in with their teammates, taking full advantage of that crab, like I believe we've talked about a bit, of needing to move up with that crab in order to get the picks. The crab itself is not usually going to get them in this current meta state. And we are seeing Sully moving up here, taking advantage of those Fizzy Bombs, able to survive that Splat Bomb. It was a little bit scary there for a second, getting close to this Tacticaler. Yeah, and only 30 ticks left. Really.
They really want to get there, and we are going to be seeing the Zipcaster zone. Can they stay alive? Can they get the spots they need? They need the teammates to be able to follow them up. It's going to be dangerous, and as they're landing, will most likely camp. And the Whopperflowers should be coming away with this game as long as the Wiper doesn't paint that zone, and that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, really great gameplay there out of the Whopperflowers, really fixing up their mistakes from the first game and knowing what their strengths were and playing off of each other really, really well.
Yeah, it was really, really good what they did in the mid game. They let zone control go, but they didn't let like the turf control around the zone. They didn't give that up, which allows your retakes to happen so much quicker if you don't have to clear all of that ink from the zone and around zone.
Yeah, making sure that you keep mid control even when you lose zone is definitely a good way to guarantee that you'll be able to probably recap pretty quickly and punish anyone that has extended that far to be able to paint it. Because they do put themselves in such a risky situation.
And we are going to be seeing this final game of the Playout 3 have a lot of implications. We want to remind everyone that if they're just tuning in now, that both these teams are 3-2 at the moment. 4-2 will pretty well give them a really extremely good shot, almost guarantee them into a bracket tomorrow. But 3-3, you're probably hoping for tiebreakers. I'm not 100% sure because we got
there are so many teams that 4-2 might not even guarantee it this time round.
We on the podcast, Popgun said something about 4 brackets, but it's past Gamma. It's so hopefully
we've had Delta brackets for the last few low inks though, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, but I do have to say the difference between 3-3 and 4-2 is massive. It is very massive. Winning record versus a tied.
Yeah. And it has been for as long as I can remember, to be fair. It's been a huge difference for a long, long time. I remember even back when I was playing low ink, it was a significant difference of if you were 4-2 and 3-3.
And here we go, our final map, Tower Control Hagglefish. A definitely love map. And that's a splash. That is a Neo splash coming in. I always like tri-strikes on Tower Control.
I do too. And I also love seeing this heavy Splatling come out. I think it's a great choice here. I think it can do better on tower than Seajet probably could have on this map. And with its more aggressive tendencies, it should allow them to get in a bit more easily, but they are having to scatter a bit because of that rain and not quite able to take out the Seajet there. A fight they can normally win, but they didn't quite have the charge ready. We are seeing Albedo and Fire Corgi able to keep down this mid area as Avarice and 606 are trying to... It's essentially just a contest right now to see who can survive longer. And right now, Sully has gone down to that as a 2-down situation for the Whopperflowers. And it seems like this might be the start of a push, but both teams are just so stuck in mid right now.
Oh my goodness, I think that was 2 coming down, well, either with the displacement or the disruption of that buoy bomb placement. Toma, they have to stay alive. With those burst bombs and those tri-strikes, they can do so much damage to you so darn quickly.
Decent wave break coming out of Toma there, able to apply a lot of pressure, able to take out that Zipcaster, which is huge for them. Fire Corgi does go down to a bomb, but that is a 2v2 situation, and it is just the Seajet left. Seajet's going to be forced to back off here, probably, considering the 2 players that are up. Toma really pushing this flank coming out from Albedo, which is an interesting choice right now, as we are seeing the Heavy just really putting a lot of pressure on this tower, but not quite able to do enough to get them off, but Sully and Albedo able to work together to clear that tower area for now.
Yeah, Albedo wasn't caught by that Seajet. They didn't see them when they dropped out of the canopy area. So that was a big engagement to come around into the flank and shut the tower down before it got fully through the first checkpoint.
Sully making a good choice here of not extending into the enemy's territory quite yet, using that tactical or waiting for their teammates to respawn, and now going to go in for this right side area, able to get a trade, which with Tactical on is pretty great. Albedo following up, moving in, also Tactical, a very frightening thing to see a Tactical Viper coming towards you, to be fair.
Well, I gotta say, it's insane, because they have nothing to... They're coming at you whether they get splatted or not. It is devastating to see what, like, a weapon like that or like a Tetris that says I will respawn instantly. Just come at you. They play with no fear.
Atrocious now going into a very interesting position for a Seajet, forced out of position by multiple specials and some toxic mist coming out. And we are seeing Sully go down. It is a 3v2 situation, and both teams just kind of left scrambling right now as Albedo is able to yet again pick up that Tactical, allowing for the weapon with just wild mobility to just really keep that going and just staying alive when you wouldn't expect them to, which is something Tactical can definitely allow a weapon like Viper to do. Trying to get a pick on this Seajet, who has been causing them a lot of problems throughout the game, able to get it. Stamper coming out, not quite able to do anything. It is a 2v2 situation. Both teams have some specials ready, and we are seeing the Wavebreaker coming out here, trying to shred this Booyah Bomb.
Oh my goodness. So close to being able to shred that Booyah Bomb before it went out. Not quite. This is actually really good. That's 3 down. This is actually really good for the Whopperflowers. They've got an opportunity now. They gotta watch out though. This tri-strike really shut down this first checkpoint.
It could, but Albedo said, hey, can you not pop that yet? And was able to delay it for quite a bit and force them to not be able to use it on that checkpoint. Toma doing a great job riding tower here, able to get this checkpoint, just need a few points really to get lead, but does choose to drop off tower, able to get the pick on the T-Tech, making that worth it, but somebody has dropped on the tower, easily cleaned up by Sully though, and it is just the Seajet left, and they have managed to get lead. Seajet is last up, but so is Albedo. Albedo choosing to go for points, which is great to see, and using that Stamper to try and force Atrocious out of position, and definitely able to, as their teammates were able to follow up with a jump into tower for a bit.
Yeah, but that rain cloud goes to mid. It's going to be panning mid. I thought it probably should have gone to tower. But in the situation, that's mid control, and it actually stalled enough time for the Seafoam suckers to get back in, but not long enough, because here comes the Whopperflowers. They've got the control of mid, and they're starting to really get close to some big specials. When I say that, they're reaching them.
Yeah, Whopperflowers are doing a pretty good job of just making sure they're staying up and getting what they need to do done, rather than taking a ton of risks. They are playing aggressively, but they're not playing aggressively in a way that like detrimentally impacts them. They're making sure they get specials. They're making sure they're using their specials well, and especially that tacticaler with those 2 hyper-aggressive weapons makes such a huge difference.
Albedo on his left side does not see the jet until now. He's going to be dodging and weaving around, but runs out of aim right when they needed it most. And my goodness, this jet, it's proving to be so aggressive. It doesn't look like they have a jet scope. It looks like they have like a Splattershot Pro.
Yes, but they did get punished for that behavior there by that splash player, and that is trip strikes coming out from them. Definitely wanted to take out that splash. They're not quite able to. Zipcaster is out, but not quite able to find anyone, it doesn't seem like. As Albedo is just focusing on staying up, so is Fire Corgi. There's only 20 seconds left. They should be focusing on specials here, but it doesn't seem that they really are.
Yeah, Fire Corgi. They use their tri-strike in the last 30 seconds, which is very dangerous, because you don't have a checkpoint advantage. You have like a quarter of a checkpoint advantage. Wavebreaker isn't the greatest to shut it down, but they're going to have to rely on that.
But Fire Corgi able to get off a huge flank here. It's just the Dash Monster, 1 second left, and that is going to be game!
Oh my
Albedo
goodness.
and the Whopperflowers.
My goodness, it was crazy. There was no specials. It was just a fight on tower, and all the members, it seemed to go down to Fire Corgi's flank. I thought Fire Corgi was going to go paint for special in the enemy team spawn, but they went for a really good flank, and with the help of their own suction bomb and the really good shots, able to clean up that game and clean up the series and solidify their team with that 4-2 scoreline over day 1.
Yeah, really great gameplay out of them. Really happy to see how well they played off of each other and took advantage of those specials. Not necessarily specials you see all the time, especially that tacticaler, but especially with the weapon like Tri and Wiper both going in, it can enable so much to have it.
Yeah, that's... What a day 1 we have had here on Lowing. It's crazy to see. You've got so many teams, and it's so enjoyable to see all these new faces. And we also had a lot of familiar faces on stream today.
Yeah, always a lot of fun to see the new and familiar faces both coming out. Really exciting time to have got to commentate what I believe is one of the largest low inks ever.
Yeah, I've been here for all 6 rounds, and it's honestly insane that we were like moving between pools A, B, C, and D, and I'm like, each of these individual pools could be a tournament on itself. It's kind of crazy.
It's like, I think people have underestimated how much the scene has grown since Splatoon 3 has come out, but it has grown so much, and it's incredible to see.
What is also incredible to see is that we have day 2 action for you tomorrow. Again, we did have a time change in North America, so to all of our friends across the globe who hasn't had their time changed, please make sure to look at your clocks, but it will be a 1 p.m. Eastern time start. So same time that it started today, wherever you were in the world. And we would like to see everyone back here. But with that, Nox, where can the lovely people find you now that they know where to find the stream?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at NoxRaven42. And where can they find you?
I'm going to tell everyone, go watch Squid Junction on Dapple tonight. Everyone who didn't play in this, who's Glowing fan, definitely go play in that. We've got lots of big teams there. But you can find me personally at Genie7, that is GEENIE7 _ on Twitter, no underscore on all other socials. And yeah, definitely Pop Insider with Popcast. I had to watch that one for the pre-show. The pre-lead up for the tournament. Watch his podcast. He does such a good job on those. And he shouted out the tournament series Squid Junction, so I gotta say thank you to that Popcast. And we will see everybody here tomorrow again, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the top cut action. Top 32, I believe, is how we start today.
Bye.